What's going on? What's going on? Hi, man. We got a bunch of people in here already. Sheesh. Y'all was ready. All right, what's up, man? What's going on with y'all, man? You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. It's your boy A6, live and direct, live in effect on this Sunday. It is actually wasn't too bad outside. I thought it was gonna be cold, but it wasn't that cold. Temperature's been doing all kinds of weird stuff, and people are popping up, getting sick left and right. I managed to dodge that bullet. I've been taking my monatomic gold, my stragglers. Shout out to the bad wolf on that, and the multivitamins, man. They've been doing pretty well for me, man. Yeah, I can honestly say I feel pretty good. So I've been doing a lot of water. You know what I mean? Just making sure you keep the system hydrated. You know, most of the problems you have is from dehydration. And just head in the books, man. I was going through the Black's Law Dictionary earlier today. If you were in the Foreign National News Network group, you probably saw some of those, some of that. I'm gonna tell you, if you're not in that group, you really need to be in that Foreign National News Network group. You should be in that group, man, because we talk about some gold in there. You know what I mean? We got some great stuff in there. Who we got in the chat? What's up, Joel? What's good, man? Joel early today. What's up, Joel? The Bad Wolf. Oh man, what honor do I owe to have the Bad Wolf live and direct, man? The man, the myth, and the legend himself, the Mounting Flame. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Harmonious Balance. Alito Kim folks. Yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Sophia, what's up? What's up? What's up? My man Jimmy, the legend. What's good, Jimmy? What up, Albert? What's good, man? Where you been at, man? You been in the cut. You been chilling, huh? Kendra, how you doing, Kendra? Welcome, welcome. Waiting for the hard hit info. You know I got you, man. You already know. Celestial Beacon, what up? What up? What up? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got a bunch of people in here, man. Miscellaneous 17. I'll come back to you on that, Albert. What's up? What's good? What's good? Elbow. Yo, get them likes up. Definitely get the likes up, man. Always forget that thumbs up. Yes, sir. Hit the thumbs up. How can we get in that chat? I got you. We usually do the chat for those of you who are new. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate every single one of y'all. That's a lot of love. I love the fact y'all tuned in. We usually do that at the end, so I'll usually go on and I'll present things I've seen and give my take on it pretty much, and then from there, man, I'll drop the live and you guys can hop in if you like. What's up, hip hop? What's up, man? What's good? Yes, indeed. So we are, man, we in here deep already. It's already 16 people in here. It ain't been 10 minutes yet. So, man, like I said, I just been looking through the books, man. Just I've been looking through United States codes. I've been looking through codes of federal regulation. I've been looking through the Black's Law Dictionary. I've been pretty much doing some research this weekend, man. You know, um, some of the things I saw in the United States Code earlier, man, a lot of those uses of the word person, it breaks it down in different definitions. One of them being individual, corporation, LLC, business, trust, all that different stuff. One of them actually being an individual, which if you look up individual, it's really not a definite answer as to what that is, and it's interchangeable with the meaning. So, um, yeah, that was pretty interesting. So I would definitely say if you guys look into those, start to look into the United States Code, look into like the definitions before you start to look into the specific article itself, because you'd be surprised what you find. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, what we at first? I got some stuff for you guys today. Oh man. All right, let's start with this right here. I thought this was an interesting read. This popped up on my feed. I think this was this past Monday. I wanted to get you guys' opinion on it. All right, so take a look at this. This is interesting. All right, Supreme Court declines to take up effort to secure birthright citizenship for American Samoans. And those of you who know why this is a significant piece of information know what I'm talking about. Let me read it to you guys. CNN. The Supreme Court declined Monday to take up a case asking whether those born in American Samoa are entitled to birthright citizenship under the Constitution's 14th Amendment. So, as it stands right now, they're classified as non citizen nationals, basically. All right. And this is what we talk about. The court's decision to stay out of the matter will come as a disappointment to many who wanted the justices to take the case and overturn a series of opinions from a century ago. The so called insular cases that have been widely discredited as odious remnants of a colonial past because they were granted in racism towards the residents of territories. That's what they say. That's what they say. But if you know, like I know, a non citizen national, and a citizen are two completely separate beings, and I would say non-citizen national is superior in that status, and we know why. And some people would argue differently, as this would say. John Fidesamanu, I guess I said that right. The lead plaintiff in the case was born in American Samoa, but now lives in Utah. He holds a U.S. passport and pays his taxes, but he's considered a non-citizen U.S. national under immigration law. He has sought to vote in federal and state election, but has never been able to do so. Why? I do not fucking know. Um, like, yo, you literally got people trying to get out of slavery, and you look in the outside in, or excuse me, the inside out, and you got people trying to get in. So for some reason, dude feels it's important to vote in a state, which, if you vote in a state, you basically have to do things like jury duty, where they pay you like a smidgen of what you're supposed to get for working. Like you might get $40 for coming. They treat you like a what's the word I'm searching for? I can't say. They treat you like a freak kind of. They just give you that 40 and slide you off real quick. You know what I mean? You might get a lunch voucher for down the street if you go to jury duty. But as it stands, yeah, you go to jury duty, you got to take a day off work. You know what I mean? You got to gas up. Gas ain't really that cheap now. You got to head downtown. You got to go to this place. You got to sit in this boring ass room for like, sometimes you got to sit there for like 2 hours, and you can bring your phone or whatever like that. But you know what I mean? You just sit in this chair, you bunch of, people you never seen before. You know what I mean? You just sit there waiting for them to call your number. Then they'll call groups up. And if you're not a part of a group, you might be able to go home. But if they don't call your number, you got to come back the next day. Then if you get to actually make it to a trial, they got to go through this filtering process. And then once they do the filtering process, then you're there for however many days the trial takes place. You can't talk about the trial. It's a lot. And people actually want to actually want to do this. You know what I mean? So, what can I say? Now you can make the argument that yeah, it's important for a lot of non-citizen nationals to get on the panel who are very aware of what's going on with the Constitution and stuff like that. That way, if one of us gets on the has to do a jury trial, something like that, or trial by jury, it's a situation where you've got some of your peers in the stand, which that's a legitimate argument. You know what I mean? That is a very legitimate argument. But when you have the right to, or when you exercise the ability to vote in a local election, those are some of the things you have to deal with. All right, so let me see here. All right, the Supreme Court's refusal to reconsider the insular cases today continues to reflect that equal justice under the law. What's interesting? I actually looked into equal justice under the law too, and we all know equal justice under the law is not exactly what's happening, and it's not even this case necessarily. You can look at certain things that you're able to do in certain states, but you can't do in other states. You look at somebody who lives in New York, who wants to basically put a 45 on their hip because they got to catch a train from from a rough part of the hood to get home. You know what I mean? And they gotta leave at 2 in the morning. They gotta get home by 3, and they walk in these streets dolo. You know what I mean? With all these people running around, and they got no way to protect themselves. Meanwhile, places like Arizona and Texas, they got their statutes set up to mirror the Constitution a little more closely. And equal justice under the law says that you're supposed to be able to exercise those rights all over the place. Now, we all know that, yes, it is a fact that is the de facto government, but the problem is the people who enforce those laws don't know the law. So they'll force you to try to comply with statutes and such. So we're very aware of that. Let me see. Equal justice under the law does not mean the same thing for 3.6 million residents of U.S. territories as it does for everyone else," said Neil Ware, one of Finisamanu's attorneys in the case. In a statement, the Supreme Court in recent years has not hesitated to rule in ways that harm residents of the territories, he said. But when asked to stand up for the rights of people in the territories, even the basic right to citizenship, the justices are silent. All right, the Supreme Court usually rules on things that are historically addressed in the tradition of the text of the Constitution in case law. That's what the Supreme Court does. And this particular circumstance is looking like the reason they're not trying to rule on it is because they can't get involved because there's no standing in the past documents. You see what I'm saying? Either that or they don't want to touch it because it's a whole giant can of worms they don't want to get into. Fidesamanu said in a statement that the justice's decision to not hear the case is a punch in the gut, adding that the justices continue to avoid answering basic questions about what rights people from U.S. territories can expect. Now, again, again, they're not answering the fucking questions because what's behind door number one? The simple fact that that's a whole nother can of worms. Like you got people literally that are trying to be, non-citizen nationals and such, or want to be non-citizen nationals and such. And then you got, that's very murky water because once they start to explain that, like, well, wait a minute, these are the same rights U.S. citizens have, right? Then they got to explain that. Then it's like, all right, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know what I mean? What's really happening here? Why is it that they're supposed to have the same rights? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when this conversation happens, y'all don't want to get involved. Notably, the government of American Samoa, as well as the American Samoa's non-voting delegate in the U.S. House of Representatives, believe that the Supreme Court should not take up the case because establishing birthright citizenship by judicial fiat. You hear that? Establishing birthright citizenship by judicial fiat could have unintended and potentially harmful impact upon American Samoa society. So it sounds like somebody knew, like, yo, this is not the move. This is not what needs to happen. The petitioners point out that the citizenship clause of the Constitution, notice there's a capital C in the citizenship clause. I kind of feel like that's being slept on. The citizenship clause is capitalized in the Constitution. Meanwhile, if you look at other places in this article, citizenship is lowercase c. And we know when they changed those things for a reason. Here's a prime example right here. So this is the citizenship I don't know if you can see the highlight or not. This is the citizenship they're talking about, but this citizenship is all capital. So in the Constitution, even under the the description of state citizen is capitalized. State is capitalized, and citizen is the capital C. You see what I'm saying? And after I think it was the 14th Amendment, after that they started using lowercase c for citizenship. The subject and all right. The petitioners point to the citizenship clause of the Constitution that says that those born in the United States and born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens, lowercase c, of the United States. All right, so there's a difference between a state citizen and a citizen of the United States. Big difference. They were asking the Supreme Court to overturn federal immigration law that strips them of all benefits of U.S. citizenship. See, this is murky waters we're playing with here. You know what I mean? This is right along the lines of the reason why they probably won't ever turn Washington, D.C. to a state. Because there's a whole lot of things that a lot of rich people have riding on, uh, the way their things are set up. Like they might have certain trusts or estates set up a certain way. You know what I mean? Or they might have certain statuses set up a certain way that banks on that not being the case. Same thing for this. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of underlying um, red tape that will come with changing that specific thing. I don't think that's ever going to be a case where they'll change that. You know what I mean? Those born in American Samoa, they argue in court papers, are labeled second class by the government. Now, is that really the fact though? If they're labeled second class, is that really true? You know what I mean? Overall, we know it's not. You know, second class is a U.S. citizen. That's a second class citizen. Second class citizens are subject to whatever Congress tells them they got to do. That's a U.S. citizen. Now, a state citizen with a capital S, capital C, that right there is, I say or just you can basically say man, woman, whatever you want to say is pretty much in the driver's seat. I would say with that particular in terms of status. They are precluded from running for office at the federal level and state levels. They are barred from serving on juries, and they are denied the right to vote. All right. They wanted a district court level, but a divided panel of the 10th U.S. Circuit Appeals reversed, citing the Insular cases. All right. So I'm not going to go any more into this, but I would suggest you read into it. What do you guys think about this particular one right here? Because, like I said, there's a lot of ramifications that comes with changing things like that. You've got literally certain scenarios and laws that are set up that ride on that. You know what I'm saying? For one, it could be a situation where if they do change it over, they'd be like, all right, well, the difference is you can vote now. And the difference is, you're now basically property of the government of such. But what would be the ramifications of that? Let me go back up here. Bill State National says maybe they're conceded stateless. Stateless. No, I don't think so though, man. I don't think they're stateless necessarily. I wouldn't say they were stateless. They have like a nation that backs them. Yeah, I read you can be born in the U.S. and not be a U.S. citizen, and if you're a non-citizen, then you can't vote. Yeah. Yep. Wisconsin gets $3 and has to pay parking at the courthouse no other way, so there never is a pay. It's a loss and work. Oh, you talking about the yeah? That's crazy. Gets $3 and has to pay parking. Oh, see we a little better off than you guys because out here if you go to do jury duty, they'll give you like I think it's like $40 or something like that, and then they'll validate your parking. So out of that 40, you got to pay like probably like $3 4 for parking, and then they give you a lunch voucher too, which the food is crap anyway, so the lunch voucher is pretty much useless. What up, James? What's good, man? What up, Keith? Good to see you here. But yeah, man, I would like to hear you guys' opinions on that. That is a very interesting piece of information. That's a lot of that is a whole lot to get involved with. Whoa, jumping off too fast. There's a whole lot to get that would have to change if they decided to change that around. All right, let's move around. Let's move around. Let's see. Now I don't know how many of you guys knew this. I talked about this today to some people. Share this. What now? Computer slowing up. Here we go. All right, now I'm not sure how many of you guys knew about this particular scenario, but let me know what you guys think about this right here. This computer's moving super slow right now. There we go. All right, finally uploaded. All right, so look at this. This is on New York Post. Chinese police station in New York City that spies on dissenters run by shady charity IRS on IRS blacklist. These mofos, you can say what you want. I think they're sugarcoating this. The Chinese have literally put an embassy effectively. They say it's a police station, but nah, bruh. This is a fucking embassy. They literally put a damn embassy in New York. Move this out of the way. This is an embassy. So they got a bunch of foreign nationals from China, which is a communist country, which will not let anybody else put any military bases on their shit. Put a base right in New York. Yes, you're reading it correctly. New York City, all right, has a Chinese national police station, which is basically an embassy, on its property. Let's read it. A Chinese police station set up to spy on the country's nationals in Lower Manhattan is run by a U.S. charity that is on an IRS blacklist. The Post has learned. The nonprofit America Changli Association NY Inc. owns and operates the service station located above a noodle shop on the third floor of 107 East Broadway on the Lower East Side, according to public filings. In May, the IRS yanked the group's tax exempt status for its failure to submit tax filings for 3 straight years, according to public records. The nonprofit, which was incorporated in New York in 2013 and listed its charitable mission as a social gathering place for Fujianese people, paid $1.3 million 3 years later for the suite of jeez, I can't read this. For the suite of offices and houses in the Fuzhou Police Overseas Chinese Affairs Bureau filing show. The Manhattan station is part of a web of more than 100 such law enforcement offices set up around the world by the People's Republic of China, ostensibly to help Chinese nationals renew their government issued identification and driver's license. Bruh, listen, man. This isn't just here. This is they had one in Africa for a while. If you know about Africa, they pretty much took over Africa's resources. Um, they had one in I think they got one in Britain too, if I'm not mistaken. But yo, this looks like China is starting to call in them favors that everybody owes them. Yo, that's what it looks like to me. China had trade with the United States corporation for a very long time, and that got shut down by. They said it was Trump that shut it down, but I don't know how true that is. And then the whole entire situation with the C-19 thing. Gotta be careful how I say it. The C-19 thing pretty much slowed the trade down to damn near a crawl. So a lot of things aren't being bought from China. Like to be honest with you, if you really look at it, certain things you were able to get, like if you got parts for your car or something like that that you used to be able to get for a cheap price. You can even look on eBay and see this. Part prices have gone up substantially because the parts they used to get from China for a cheap price aren't as readily available anymore. Even parts from like let's say you got like a 2005 Mitsubishi Lancer or something like that, right? You may have a hard time finding basic parts like an alternator, things like calipers, struts, auto parts is a good example. You might have trouble finding stuff like that because they're not making these parts as much anymore. And a lot of the things were getting made in China. A large portion of things that were imported here were getting made in China, so they could save for those costs. Those those billionaires, what they basically do is outsource pretty much everything, so they save money rather than paying Americans. Cheap bastards, right? Cheap rich bastards. The Manhattan station is part of a web. We already read that. But the stations have a more sinister purpose, such as spying on the Chinese diaspora for the Chinese Communist Party, according to the recent whistleblower report. Openly labeled as overseas police stations, police service stations, they contribute to resolutely cracking down on all kinds of illegal criminal activities involving overseas Chinese. But like, why the hell would they need to have a Chinese police station here? What jurisdiction? Who gave them the right to have jurisdiction over anything here? I know they got an embassy in Washington D.C., but technically, Washington is not technically a state. Which I'm starting to ask more questions about New York too, because a lot of people were complaining about New York not doing authentications for the certificates of live birth or birth certificates. So the question is going to be, what kind of deal does New York effectively have where they're able to do something like this and get away with it? Like, what kind of treaty, or there's some clause they found where they're able to do this? You see what I'm saying? Because far as I see it, foreigners on the land basically trying to claim jurisdiction in this particular soil, that's an act of treason if you're letting them come on the property. That's what that seems like to me. They say it's just for Chinese nationals, but dude, I don't. That's how it starts off, man. That's how it starts off. Openly labeled as overseas police service stations, they contribute to resolutely cracking down on all kinds of illegal criminal activities involving overseas Chinese, according to a September report by Safeguard Defenders, a midget-based human rights group that documents Chinese repression around the world. The stations also participate in intimidation, harassment, detention, or imprisonment to spy on dissenters and return migrants, according to their report. Yeah, this just doesn't. That's wild, man. Like, yo, it's one thing that had no. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know the embassies for the most part are in D.C., but are there embassies in other states? I could be wrong about this, but as far as I know, majority of the embassies are in Washington D.C., and which that particular embassy, it's a tricky agreement because that particular property will be classified as property of like China if it's an embassy, not even China. Let's say, for instance, let's say that the Jamaican embassy, for instance, that would actually technically be property inside that embassy of Jamaica. So they would have jurisdiction in that particular building. All right, keeping on, keeping on. In addition, New York Safeguard Defenders found 2 Chinese police stations in Paris, 3 in Toronto. Now, we all know how Canada gets down, bro. We all know how Canada gets down. So is anybody really surprised that there's 3 of them in Toronto? 2 in London. Hey, I was right about London. So there's 2 in Paris, 3 in Canada, 2 in London, 5 in the Spanish cities of Madrid. They're scattered. Madrid, Barcelona, and Valencia. The reports accuses that the stations of involvement in forcibly returning more than 200,000 overseas nationals to China. The news of Manhattan-based Chinese police station was greeted with an outrage from Republican lawmakers Friday, who sent a letter to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken, according to a report. The Department of Justice and State Department must explain why the Biden administration has allowed CCP police to set up an office on U.S. soil. Right. Yo, what the said Republican Study Committee Chairman Jim Banks of India in a statement to Fox News. A spokeswoman for Safeguard Defenders called the overseas stations a violation of international law and territorial sovereignty Friday. Maybe this has something to do with that meeting they had. Remember that meeting they had up to Biden was supposed to be discussing the sovereignty or something like that of the United States corporation. And effectively, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. But effectively, what basically happened was now after that thing basically happened, now we got that shit on U.S. soil. You see what I'm saying? United States of America soil. What am I missing here, man? Have you heard about 194 number on the immigration site for non-citizens? They said it's required for non-citizens entering or visiting the U.S. No, I haven't. I have not. The Chinese and Japanese are here to collect the debt that the United States Corporation, United States Inc. owes them. U.S. citizens are the surety collateral for the debt. I was thinking that too. It sounds like they're calling back in those favors, those debts that they're owed, basically, man. So if that's the case, yo, like, so what now? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? What now? That's the question I'm asking. What now? You know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't heard people. You know how you heard you go to those armed Second Amendment arms channels, and you hear those. You see them patriots saying the first blue helmets I see on this soil is catching. You know what I mean? It's catching it. They catching it. I ain't gonna say the words, but yeah. So you know what I mean? Hey, well, they not blue helmets, but what now? What you gonna do now? You know what I mean? So that's hey, we hear him talking, but you know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing. So I guess wait and see how this plays out. But hey, this is not looking good. DC foreign and New York considered capital of the world. Yes, I heard about New York being declared the capital of the world, but that's not. I mean, at the end of the day, the Republic, New York it was in the Republic. You see what I'm saying? So how the fuck can they even do that shit and get away with it? You know what I mean? That's a giant question mark. I don't have answers for. That's a giant question mark right there. But it's weird because I don't hear no news, um, uh, radio stations or news TV stations talking about it. You know what I mean? So they were talking about the C-19 forever, but you got literally effectively Chinese military on U.S. soil and nobody's saying shit about that. Like, come on, son, that shit don't make no damn sense. What up, Civic Maker? Was good, man. But yeah, that's a giant question mark, man. So I guess we'll just keep an eye on it to see what new developments entail because they've been out here buying property. If you've been paying attention to all the real estate and stuff being bought up, they've been out here buying property for I would say the last 15 years, something like that. It's been a while, but they've been gobbling up property left and right. So this is interesting stuff, man. So keep your eye on what's going on in New York with the Chinese police station that's supposed to be there to deal with Chinese nationals only. We'll see. Tell you what they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the U.S. citizens are surety for that debt. That's what they'll never tell you that. They'll just stop talking before they tell you that at all. Okay. All right. Where's this video? I want y'all to see this video. Hold on 1 second. That's interesting. Now I gotta show y'all this. Give me a sec. I gotta pull this up. This computer's moving very, very slow for some weird reason. Shut the hell up. All right, hold on. All right. Now. All right, let me show you guys this. All right, so this gentleman right here, for those of you who travel with your passport, if I can get this thing to work, what the hell? All right, so this gentleman right here was basically traveling with his passport. A lot of us We move around with the passport. We exercise our rights to travel. The question is, how far are you willing? How hard will you stand on your square to stand by your right to travel? That's the question. Are you prepared to deal with the things this man had to go through? All right, because let me tell you something. A lot of people that I talk to would probably fold if they were talked to like this gentleman was. Let's get to it. By the way, I will be interjecting in between just to give you my 2 cents on the video. So let me know what you if you guys have any questions. I'll be looking at the chat too.
Just so we're all on the same page, 12951B, refusal to present your driver's license to an officer. It is, in fact, a misdemeanor.
Driver's license
You
are
can
commercial.
continue on your current path. It will be a misdemeanor. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to provide that license to me.
Sir, I am not
that
driving.
Right here, in writing, 12951B. I'm recording this so that you know you were informed.
I am informed. I am not driving. Driving is a commercial act, sir.
Hey, sir, you do not have a right to be out here and not provide these instruments as provided by law.
Sir?
Okay, this is how it's going to go. We're going to stay here until you provide it.
Sir, I gave you my
your
passport.
registration, your insurance, and your license. There is no gray area. This is black and white.
Sir.
All right, so effectively what you see is happening. All right, for those of you who are new to this information or just tuning in, this gentleman has his passport. He corrected his status, okay? I do not know if this gentleman has state plates on his whip. I don't know if he has his VIN uncovered. I don't know this gentleman at all. I just saw this video. I seen him pulled over once before, and they tried to give him shit, but he ended up winning that one too. But this guy, watch what he does very carefully and listen very carefully to what's happening right now. He gave the police officer his passport. Police officer went back to his cruiser and put apparently he ran the information from what he said, and he put the passport back in his pocket. And now he's grilling him for a driver's license. Listen very closely.
Sir,
I have explained it to you. At some point, I'm going to consider you a refusal, and you are delaying me. That's not legal. So when you're ready, you give me a thumbs up. I'm going to get your stuff.
Can you please run my passport, please, sir? Please. Can you run my passport, please?
I cannot hear you.
Sir, can you please run my passport?
Like this.
Can you call your supervisor, please?
You will comply with legal authority.
Sir, please. I'm asking you nicely, please. I am afraid.
So you're basically talking to yourself. I cannot hear you.
Why are you stepping away from the car, please?
All right, so dude is literally screaming at him. All right, you got a police officer right next to you. All right, he's screaming at you, telling you he demands you hand over that driver's license and give him jurisdiction. That's what he's demanding. You will comply, is what he said. You will comply with legal authority. That's what he literally said. You're gonna get out of the de jure republic and you're gonna come into the de jure de facto and give me that license, and you fall underneath the statutes, codes, and regulations. That's why he was digging for that license so hard. If it was that easy, he would have just yanked him out of the whip and they'd just been done with it, right? But there's something that was keeping him from yanking him out of that whip. There's something that was keeping him from yanking him out of that whip, all right? And we all know what happened. He ran that passport. He saw that status on there. And my man's sticking to his guns. He's not backing down. He might be squinting his eyes and he might look terrified, but this dude, he's hey, what can I say? He's standing on his goddamn square. Another thing I tell you guys too, man, is I tell y'all there's a spiritual aspect to all of this too, man. This dude is being spiritually attacked right now. The negative energy coming off of that police officer is so radiant. This dude is bombarding this guy. And he's trying his best to stay focused. This is probably why he's squinting his eyes like that. He's trying his best to stay focused on the mission and not get intimidated or deterred. The moment you get intimidated, that's when they got jurisdiction. They got your ass at that point. That's what's happening. He's not being aggressive. He's not arguing with the police officer. He's stating his rights and he's standing on what he says. Driving is commercial action. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. He's sticking on that. Good stuff.
Hey there, hey, I'm Officer Taylor with the Highway Patrol. I see what's going on?
All right, so here's the good cop, bad cop routine. You had the one police officer screaming on this man. Somebody in the comments said this is acting. No, it isn't. This is actually real. No, this is not an acting job. This is a real stop. This is a real traffic stop, bro. This is not acting. All right, so this is the good cop, bad cop routine. So you got the first cop yelling at him, screaming at him, "You will do this, you will comply," blah 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 blah. And then you got the other guy coming through, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on, man? You everything okay?" You know what I mean? That's the good cop, bad cop. They got the bad cop in there yelling at him, and then they put the good cop in there to try to look. My partner's a little aggressive, man. Why don't you just give us the license so we can go ahead and get this stop over with, man? I would just write you a warning. That's what they want, right? It's the routine. A lot of people fall for that.
I'm afraid.
Say again?
I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, you're a stop for a speeding violation. You came to a stop here on the right shoulder. All we need now is just find out who you are.
I gave you my passport.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license with you?
I'm not driving, sir.
Okay.
Please run my passport.
No, I understand. Do you have his passport?
He has my passport.
All right, he said, "Officer number one put my passport in his pocket. Then he called for backup and told them I would not identify myself. That's why officer number two looked shocked." No, officer number two looked shocked because this is the way the call went. All right, he went back to his cruiser and ran the passport, and it said, "Do not detain." That's what it said. Do not detain under what is it? Denied transaction file. Do not detain under what is it? Under off of this message or something like that. Basically. So then what happened was he saw that and he called for backup. Like, look, I need backup. I think we got some of them what's the S word, you know what I mean? Oh, we got a little goddamn bot in here. Get this bot up out of here. Oh, yeah, we got a SC word. I'm not gonna say what the word is, but we got a SC word basically. I need backup. So then they got 3-4 more police officers that came through. You know what I mean? So that's basically what happened there. And then the other police officer came because, like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I ran this passport and said this. I know he has a driver's license because I can see he has the tag or whatever like that. The tag is connected with everything in the DMV. So that's probably what happened. They want that driver's license so they can get that last bit of jurisdiction.
That's good enough for my identification, please.
He has a California ID card or license right on top of his wallet there.
All right, so he was pulling. This is why I tell y'all. All right, y'all gonna listen one of these days to what I tell you. All right, y'all gonna listen to one of these days to me with what I tell you. What do I always tell you guys? If you're gonna be out there traveling, do not have the license on you at all. If you need your license because you drive for Uber or something like that, you know what I mean, or you drive for Domino's Pizza or whatever, or Pizza Bowlies, whatever you guys have, whatever you're doing. If you operate in commerce for your work and you need the driver's license, if you're out there traveling, do not have that driver's license on you. If they pull you out of the whip and they search your wallet, because they can do it, it might be unconstitutional and they might get the ass in the sling later. But in the meantime, they're gonna hem you up and they're gonna pull you out of your whip and find your driver's license, right? I'd even say it's a spiritual aspect of it. All right, don't have that paper on you because it's a spiritual aspect. They can sense that paper. They can sense the energy coming off of it. I'm gonna say it like that. Don't have that on you if you out there traveling. That's simple. If you're gonna have exercise your right to travel, leave it home. You know what I mean? Or if you don't need the license, just turn it back in. Ain't no need to have it. That's what I say anyway. I mean, you do what you want, all right. But I'm just telling you, this guy's straddling the fence. And when he went to reach for his passport, he flipped his wallet open, and the police officer saw the damn driver's license. Now he grilling his ass for that license. No, no, no. If I can intimidate him hard enough, I bet you I can get him to get that license. He looked like a pussy. I bet you I can intimidate him and get him to give me that license. And then when he does give me that license, I'm gonna pull him out of the car, such and such. You know what I mean? Then they got you at that point.
That's good enough for my identification, sir. I am not driving. Driving is a commercial act.
So I just want to be clear. So you're refusing to provide your driver's license or ID card?
Sir.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
You're refusing to provide that information?
Yes.
So you have a driver's license and you refuse to provide it?
Driving is a commercial act. I am not doing anything commercial, sir.
You have a driver's license and you're refusing to provide it?
I have an identification.
So you're
escalating
this to an area it doesn't need to go. All we need is your basic driver's license information.
I read him the vehicle code section. He's still not complying.
Sir.
So okay, I understand.
Just hang
out in the car then. I'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I see. I feel what you're saying, like Wolf, 100%. This is facts right here. This is why I tell you guys. Also, what do we talk about, Wolf? What do we always talk about with the address? The general delivery, y'all. It's like people not hearing me, y'all. The general delivery. That is the answer, man. So, like, if it's a situation where you out there getting busy, man, and you need to keep the driver's license, you can change the address on your driver's license if you gotta have it. You see what I'm saying? If you gotta have it. Now, Wolf, I agree with you. If you don't need the joint, get rid of it completely. You shouldn't even have that state identification. State ID, that's a no-no. Driver's license is a no-no. If you're having trouble closing out your driver's license, which Wolf talked about this on his channel Saturday, the old-fashioned way to do it is if you have a driver's license you want to turn in and you want to close that account out, but you don't see a form for your Department of Motor Vehicles to close out the driver's license, get a state ID. You can't have a state ID and a driver's license at the same time. When you get the state ID, that effectively closes out the driver's license. Then later on, you can turn in the state ID, but make sure the address is already corrected to general delivery. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways to move around, man. You just can't be out there floating around because this guy went through this shit was unnecessary for real. I kind of feel like, no. Case in point, they will try you. You will be tried because that is part of the process. You will be tested. As with anything you do, when you become good at it or you're starting to learn, you will be tested. You will be tested. So that is an important part of this information. You're going to be tested eventually. So you got to make sure you pass with flying colors. So they had this man sitting here for at least he was sitting there for at least an hour fucking with these dudes. This is easily 18 United States Code Title 242 and 18 United States Code Title 241 because they knew they was in the wrong. They was just trying to bully this dude. They let him cool off for a bit. Yeah. He could get money for this.
Were you able to locate your license?
Sir, are you conducting an investigation?
Speak up.
Are you conducting an investigation?
Absolutely conducting an investigation because you're stopping your speed. You're failing to provide your driver's license. You're required to provide a license upon an officer's request of it. So we're within our scope of our investigation. I'm not asking for anything outside our scope.
I understand that.
Yeah,
sir.
and you're refusing to be cooperative.
He said he understands, which I kind of think slipped under the police officer's radar because he definitely said, I understand. You got to watch your lips.
Right? Cooperating. Right? I gave you identification.
Say again?
I'm cooperating. I gave you identification.
You gave us a passport.
Right.
But we'd like to have the driver's license. That's what you're providing.
You hear what he said? You gave us a passport, but we would like to have a driver's license. He literally just admitted we want you in our jurisdiction. He just said you need to. He didn't say you need to present a driver's license. He said you gave us a passport, but we would like the driver's license. So you got to be able to read between the lines. Effectively, he just said, yes, that passport is adequate for what you're using it for. However, we would more like to be able to get that driver's license from out of your wallet so we can get jurisdiction over you, sir. Would you like to give us jurisdiction over you? This is what he's saying to him, effectively.
That's what I'm giving you an opportunity to provide a legal document to say that you could drive a vehicle, operate a motor vehicle in the state of California. There's a vehicle code section. The officer already explained it to you. I've asked you twice or three times, it's being recorded as we speak, that you're failing to provide a driver's license. You, in your own response on video, right, said that you're not providing it.
This is my personal conveyance, and I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm not getting caught up in.
All right, so my man said it right. He said, "This is my personal conveyance, as per the Supreme Court ruling, and multiple case laws, as per those. This is my personal conveyance. That's what the Bat Wolf says. I say automobile. I say whip. I say a lot of different shit. I don't say vehicle though, because that's a commercial term. But he says this is my private conveyance, and I am traveling, which he is completely underneath the Constitution at this point. But the way he's talking, he's covered by the Constitution, and they know it. That's why they haven't yanked him out of the car. How many stops have you seen go like this where the dude submits a driver's license? Because effectively what you're doing when you give them a driver's license is you're submitting to their authority, right? So he does that, and then he goes ahead and gets yanked out of the whip. I ain't doing shit. Y'all some crooks. Y'all didn't harass me. Y'all harassing me. And they yank him out the whip and handcuff and throw him in the back of a police cruiser. You see what I'm saying? My man standing on the square, and they know they don't have him. They know they don't have him. They know they don't have him.
Whatever those things are, I'm just talking about what I'm required to do, right? I'm required to identify you. I requested your driver's license several times, and you're failing to provide that. Even acknowledging enough to where you're saying that you're not going to provide it. Right? So
I'm not driving.
I only came back a second time just to make sure we're all on the same page so we can apply the appropriate sections of violations today.
See? I'm trying to come back to make sure we're all on the same page. Translation. I'm trying to come back to make sure you consent to be under our jurisdiction so I can apply the violations to your straw man. That's what he's saying effectively. Got to read between the lines. This dude right here is a sweet talker. I'm going to tell you something. This guy right here is way more dangerous than the other dude is. The other dude's coming with aggression because he's not as smart as this guy. This guy right here, I promise you, he's a senior officer because of the way he's able to talk. He's sweet talking them into coming into the jurisdiction. Some people, you're able to get them with the sweet talk, but, the aggression shuts them down. Being aggressive sometimes shuts certain people down. But this guy right here, yeah, they usually pair him up with a hothead. They'll pair this guy up. They'll partner him up with a hothead and have the hothead do the dirty work of scare tactics because that's all he knows how to do. He has a giant hammer and he knows how to swing it at one speed. But the other guy, he knows how to maneuver and manipulate the people to get what he wants out of them. And then if that don't work, he sends the hothead back in. Hothead comes back in swinging wildly. You know what I mean? Trying to get the information out of him by force, and then they'll invite the sweet talker back in. That's how it works. It's the good cop, bad cop thing. It's effective. That's why they keep using it. You would think that dudes know this, but they don't. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they trying to hit him with failure to identify, but they can't. They got no failure to identify. He effectively gave him a United States passport. So ain't no failure to identify. Now y'all in the wrong. Y'all saying he told you he wasn't driving, he was traveling. So you got a passport, so you got identification, and you clearly know you got identification because you mentioned you had the passport. The dude tried to throw it in his pocket and call him back up and say, "Give me that license." But he started to say, "You got my passport, run my passport." Then the other police officer came and said, "Yeah, we got your passport, but we would like your license." Yeah. This is effectively what happens when you stand on your square. Now keep watching.
Okay.
Again, they play the waiting game with you. They just have you sitting here cooling off, sitting here waiting. You sitting there contemplating, maybe I should just give them my license. They have you sitting there for an hour. Now keep in mind, with a well-placed fee schedule, you can get paid for something like this. You just hit his bond. Hothead coming in.
All right, sir. I'm going to advise you that you're being recorded. At this point, I'm advising you under Section 12951B of the California Vehicle Code that it is a misdemeanor for you to not provide your driver's license to me. At this point, are you refusing to provide your driver's license?
I'm not driving, sir. Are you conducting an investigation?
Sir, you're seated behind the wheel of a vehicle that was stopped for speed. You were, in fact, driving.
This was
Once
an
again, are you
automobile.
refusing to provide?
All right, he said this is an automobile. He corrected him. This is not a vehicle. This is an automobile. There you go.
Your driver's license to me.
I'm not driving. This is an automobile, and I'm traveling. That's why I gave you my passport. I am traveling.
So you're refusing to comply with provisions of your California driver's license.
I'm providing a passport because I am traveling. I am not driving at this time. Is this an investigation?
Yes. I'm going to present this to the district attorney's office because you're refusing to provide your driver's license.
If this is an investigation, can you tell me or inform me what crime I've committed?
I'm informing you that right now I'm recording you for the purpose of taking you to court.
What crime?
You hear the police officer stuttering. He know he in the wrong, yo. My man said, is this an investigation? He said, yes. Okay. What crime have I committed to be investigated? There ain't no crime because traffic infractions are not crimes, effectively. And he knows this. Both of them know this. Let's keep it a buck. Everybody here on this video knows this. He knows it. That guy knows it holding the camera. The other two police officers know it. We all know it. You know, I feel like Donald Trump, right? He knows it. I knows it. Everybody knows it. That's the Donald Trump.
Crime did I commit for your investigation to commence, please, sir? In order for you to have an investigation, there must be a
Sir,
crime.
I also need to see your insurance. You'll provide proof of auto insurance.
They want that address. They hunting for that address. They want that auto insurance. Yo, I don't know what they saw when they pulled that plate up. I don't know if I don't think he had private plates on there. He must have been in somebody else's whip. I don't know how he's doing it, but they hunting for that address bad. They want to know they want to know his address. They want that.
As required by California law.
I don't have it with me.
If you do not provide proof of auto insurance, I'm going to cite you for section 16028ABC for not providing proof of auto insurance. I need to see your insurance.
I don't have my insurance, sir. I don't have my insurance, sir.
Sir, I need to see proof of registration.
He trying everything, bro. He said, I ain't got my insurance. He looking at him like, fuck. I need to see registration. He should have just said, sir, please give me your address so I can get you in my jurisdiction. Please let me get you in my jurisdiction, sir. Please come out of your constitutional freedoms and come into my jurisdiction so I can beat the shit out of you for making me work this hard. Please, sir.
Under 4000A1 of the California Vehicle Code, I need to see proof of registration.
I don't have it with me, sir. I don't have my registration with me, sir.
You can see that. You can see, hey, you can literally see you know how it's got a bar when you're ready to play a video game and like a PlayStation game and it says loading on there and you slowly start to see the bar filling up. He got a multi-stripe pinwheel that's spinning around on the top of his head because he's loading right there, trying to figure out something else.
I'm giving you optimal time. The other officer already informed you. Okay, these are charges that right now you can just get scratched off on your ticket.
So now he's offering, if you give me the driver's license, I'm going to scratch these violations off of the ticket. So what does that even mean? So if you're not going to give me no charges for giving you a driver's license, just don't give me no charges. Give me my passport back and leave. What does that even mean? But this is the thing, though. Police are not obligated to tell you the truth. A lot of people think police officers are supposed to be upstanding people, blah, blah, blah. Police officers can lie in their investigation to recover information. A lot of people don't know that. Police officers can lie in order to obtain information in their investigations. And that's what he just did. He's trying to lie to him. He's trying to sweet talk him. But see, that's the problem. You can't You fuck up when you're the bad cop and you try to be the good cop. He tried to switch back over to good cop. Nah, man, don't work like, because effectively, now, you ain't got shit. Once the bad cop starts trying to sweet talk, that's it. That's a wrap. Or once the good cop starts to act like an asshole, you got him because they ain't got nothing else. You effectively pulled them out of their game plan.
I'm giving you the option of not paying these fines later because you absolutely will.
I understand.
This is absolute waste of your money. Right now, you're just being stopped for speed. Okay, at this point, I'm also going to ask you if you have any mental health issues because.
All right, so now they're trying to hit him with the mental health shit because he's standing on the square, not coming out of his rights. He's protected by the Constitution. He's refusing to get off that Constitution. He won't get off of that Constitution. He won't come up out that Bill of Rights. Because he won't, there's something wrong with him. They effectively are saying, because you're not afraid by us intimidating you, there must be something wrong with you. Do you have any mental issues? This is the shit they do.
At this, I'm going to feel like I have to have your license reevaluated because you're not able to comply and you're not able to follow these simple instructions and things that you're required to do to have a license. Are you under any kind of mental health care?
No, sir.
Okay, so then as a simple item, I would like you to provide your driver's license so that I can scratch this violation off of your ticket and not charge you extra money when you go to court. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That would be fine.
Sir, you are in fact driving today. I observed it. It's on film. We have a recorder from the patrol car. Okay? The semantics of what you're saying do not hold up in court. This is well documented. I've been doing this for 20 years.
I was not driving, sir. Driving is a commercial act, like fishing. Same thing.
My man just said driving is a commercial act like fishing, which he's absolutely right. That is a commercial act. Police have the ability to govern commerce. They're policy enforcers. They establish and effectively enforce statutes, codes, and regulations. Very rarely do they enforce constitutionality or constitutional rights, constitutionally protected rights. That's more on the sheriff's end. But I've even heard about some sheriffs being corrupt. But my man knows the game. He's studied. This is why I tell you guys, don't just go get a passport and think you're gonna go out on that street thinking you Superman. Because you're gonna find out very horribly that you are not fucking Superman. The moment you say something out of your mouth that's completely bass backwards, you hit me up like, oh, A6, they pulled me out of the car, they told my shit. I got 15 tickets and I gotta go to court in 2 months, man. What can I do? Did you give them the did you have a license on you? Yeah, I had a license in my wallet. I mean, I can try to help you, but dude, I ain't got magic. You literally, when you had that license on you, you basically said that you were in that jurisdiction. Even if you didn't hand it to them, you had it on you. You know what I mean? So I mean, shit. You got the passport and you basically you give it to them. You ain't got a license on you, but you over there, you said you were driving, or you call it, this is my motor vehicle. Like, bro, what? It's your what? Get out of the car, man. Get out of the car and put your hands on the hood, stupid.
I'm not commencing any commercial action. With all due respect. With all due respect.
You keep squeezing your eyes shut. Do you need medical attention? Do you have trouble seeing?
No, I'm afraid for my life.
Because I'm documenting that.
I'm afraid for my life, sir.
Why would you be afraid for your life?
I have 3 gentlemen with guns on the side of my car.
Sir, if you provide...
That's a very unreasonable question, bro. Because, like, listen to this, yo. You got 3 police officers with qualified immunity who have the ability, basically a license to kill, as long as they can write the report up, right? They got a license to kill. You got 3 of those motherfuckers, right? On the side of the road, right? One of them acted like they didn't get your passport and tried to force you to give him a license and was screaming at you and acting like he don't hear what you're saying. Then the other two want to stand by and watch what's going on. And then the other one's insisting on trying to force you to do something you don't want to do, and you shouldn't be afraid for your life. Meanwhile, let it be a situation where this dude had a little 22 in his back seat. these, oh my, they got bulletproof vests. They got Glocks on their hip. They got goddamn shotties in the back of their trunk. They got ARs in their like, bro, and they got all this shit. And they see you with a little 22, and these motherfuckers want to start barking directions and pointing guns at you and telling you to keep your hands so they can see him and pull you out the car. You know what I mean? And he's not supposed to be afraid for his life. I mean, what part of the game is this? Like, that don't even make sense.
Your driver's license, your fear for your life would have been abated quite a long time ago because you would be gone. So you, in fact, are prolonging this police detention.
I don't have any weapons or firearms, sir.
Any reasonable person can know that you hand me your license, I scratch this off, you sign this ticket, and we're done here.
I studied the law.
So you are unreasonably in fear for your life.
Under the threat of duress and coercion and the threat of
I can't hear you. This is not the place for even to have this conversation.
I agree.
Now, how is my question is without an address? Now, I wonder what kind of system California is on too. I wonder if they use the NIC system, because my question was, if he didn't have an address or a driver's license number, how is he going to bond a ticket? Like, how are you going to bond that ticket, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense.
You just sign here in the red box so that you can go away.
California's still on the sign a ticket. They're still on that sign the ticket type of time. See, they don't have that here anymore. They got the computerized tickets. The NIC system basically prints up a ticket. You don't have to sign it. But in Cali, they still got that old school system, and you got to sign the ticket. Now watch what my man does. Watch what my man does, yo.
The question: if I do not agree to sign, then what happens?
If you don't sign, I'm 100% going to arrest you. I'm going to tow your car. It's going to happen. So you will not proceed further. My patience with you is at an end.
So you will kidnap me.
If you sign in the red box, you can go on your way, and your fear for your life can abate.
So you will kidnap me. And
okay, I'm giving you the opportunity to sign.
I'm asking.
I'm 100% arresting him if he doesn't sign. I'm totally tired of this.
Hold on, I'm asking.
You can sign in the red box if you like.
Can I ask a question, please? Can I ask a question, please? Please, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Please.
I'm gonna give you the opportunity to sign while I walk back to my car.
Can I ask someone a question? Anyone?
He pissed. That short fat dude is pissed off. He won't come out that Constitution. He never seen nothing like this. He said he's been doing it for 20 years. He never seen somebody stand by the Constitution this close. He never saw it. You can tell by the way he's acting. He's completely off his game. He's stuttering and stammering his words. He lost. He lost the traffic stop. He lost.
If I don't sign this, then what happens?
I haven't heard your question. What's the question?
If I don't sign this, then what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's up to you. And the car goes to impound. It's going to cost you way more. The outcome's not going to be in your favor.
Okay.
So at least this way you can handle it at your own accord, when you at your own convenience, however you choose to. If you sign it, if you don't sign it, then you're basically asking to go to see a judge right now, and you're forcing the officer's hand. Okay. I'm saying it benefits you to sign, go on, go to court, deal with it at your own pace.
Okay. Is it possible for me to get...
I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it possible for me to get the names and badge numbers of
Absolutely. 100% possible.
Okay.
All right. And my man just asked for names and badge numbers. This is another thing you have to do if you're involved with officers. You got to hold people. People can't just be facelessly billing you and shit. You got to be able to hold mofos accountable. Everybody who was there on that stop and involved with that situation's information should be available for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to have to be something that you got to put inside your repertoire.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. So under the threat of duress and coercion, I will sign this document because I do not want to be kidnapped. Okay. So
listen. All right, my man says at this point, I'm signing the ticket as follows: UCC 1308 without prejudice. He's not signing his name. He's just writing UCC 1308 without prejudice. That's what he wrote. In place where it says signature, he wrote UCC 1308 without prejudice. Listen very closely.
You have Cal photo? I don't know.
He's not writing a signature.
Do you have a Cali photo? I don't know if his signature is going to match or not. That's what they wanted. They wanted to match up that signature with any past signature. Officer 1, he's not writing his signature. There you go. He's not writing his signature.
Give me my pen.
I have the same pen. I love those pens.
Hey, yo, that is passive aggressive trolling. That's something I would have did. Oh, I have that's see, this is stuff I do stuff like that. Like I don't come at you. You don't know what you can't do nothing to me. I know the Constitution. Nah. I'm gonna go ahead and state my rights, right? And I'm gonna ever so subtly troll you to irritate you in between. My man said, "Oh, I had the same pen. I love those pens." I guarantee you can hear he was pissed off. Give me my pen back, asshole.
See this extra stuff that you wrote in my citation that you did not authorize? Right there. That's
My bad. I done had the damn sound off. I'm over there having a conversation with myself. I was writing down the codes. Not, but no, what I was effectively saying is write down these codes right here because my man is literally breaking it down to you exactly what you can use if this ever happens to you, if they strike out your signature or anything like that, these are the codes that you can use in order to put them in line. and they say the SC word. They say, "Oh, y'all are SCs. Y'all think y'all don't have to follow the laws." But this, you just witnessed this guy scratch out his signature, commit document fraud. You know what I mean? Penal code forgery and counterfeiting. You witnessed him do all this right in front of you. Like, so at the end of the day, who's the real SC? It ain't us. We just people to study the Constitution. We just people to study the statutes, codes, and regulations, and we know what can be done on your end and what can't be. So is that really us that's the SCs, or is it you guys? Because you guys are just doing what the fuck you want to do. You guys speed all the thing. Now, I'm not talking to all police officers. All right? Let's not get that twisted. We're talking about the corrupt ones. You guys just fly through lights. You turn on your lights just to get through a stoplight, so you ain't got to stop and keep it moving. Turn your lights off. You guys, you know what I mean? You pull people over for stuff like having private plates and stuff like that, which is not even, you're supposed to use that for emergencies. The lights are supposed to be used for emergencies only. You know what I mean? These are simple things like that. Scratching out somebody's signature, like, bro, he told you he was traveling and you trying to give him a ticket anyway. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. But that's, that's force of contract. That's effectively slavery. But for some reason, the SCs ain't us. The SCs are the corrupt. We're going to get back to it, though.
That's what happens to stuff that you put on my citation that I don't authorize. That is not your signature. You will not add extra things to my citation.
It's a wrap.
That was UCC 1-308 without prejudice. I have all the legal rights to put
all the directions are on the back
on my signature.
If you would like to go to the office and present your driver's license before I file these extra charges, I'll amend this citation because your refusal to prevent.
Hold on now. Hold on. All right. So this man's telling on himself now. So what you're saying is you have the ability to amend a ticket. How many times have we heard when a parking ticket is being wrote by an officer, when you pull up or whatever like that, you getting a parking ticket or something, or you hear somebody else saying it, and you catch them while they writing the ticket? I'm like, yo, I'm already moved now. Like, it's too late. I already started writing the ticket. So hold on, but you can amend a ticket. So you mean to tell me you can go back? So all them times they told you I already started writing the ticket, that shit was cap? All right. Yo, y'all can't hear me? No, y'all can't.
This is not okay. I don't even like doing it. I don't want to see you have to waste your money to provide a driver's license later. You want to come to the office, talk to a supervisor, show your license, we'll clear it up. I'll hold on to this citation until next week, next Wednesday. You want to come in with somebody that you feel comfortable with to the front desk, show that driver's license, we'll take care of this so you don't have to go to court. I'll amend it. Bring your copy so that I can amend it on the site. There's your copy right there, sir. You're free to go. Use the shoulder to speed up.
Now that ticket he wrote UCC 1308 on, that the officer drew a line through, that ticket is worthless, and the officer knows it. So he's still trying a desperation move of giving him a copy of the ticket to make him believe that the ticket is still in the play when it's not. It's not in the play at all. I mean, there's so many different things he can pull this guy up on. He can get him for time, for having him sit on the side of the road all that time. He can get him for striking out that signature. This is what is it? High crimes and treason. That's what this effectively is. You literally forged a document and tampered with a document, committing fraud in order to force him to contract with you. This dude, if he takes this to the right direction, he can get this police officer arrested for real. Yeah, because that's a little much. You know what I mean? They can only excuse but so much. You see what I'm saying? They can't they can't do that shit. No, sir.
I can't hear you. What?
I requested the names and badge numbers of all the officers present.
My badge number is 17211.
Oh, he knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up. They know they fucked up. They know they just know it. You can see the look on his face. He know he fucked up. He was trying. He gambled on the fact that he could intimidate that man to give him his license. He rolled the dice and he got snake eyes. And now he's trying to cover his ass. They was trying to get up out of there. That's what they was trying to do. They knew they was wrong.
What's your badge? 17271. What's his badge? 22784. What? 22784.
And names, please. Please.
Right there, on the back. Mine's on the front. Okay, you're free to go.
And he scribbled.
Look at that shit. That shit. Hey, you ever seen the inside of an Egyptian pyramid? Yo, word on the street is my man that wrote that on the back of the ticket. He the one that wrote the inscriptions on the pyramids. Cause I'll be motherfucker if I can read that shit. That shit looks like Wakanda language. This shit looks like it looked like he wrote it with his left hand on a roller coaster. Like, what is that? My man purposely botched the letters. And I'm gonna tell you what it was. It wasn't just the fact that dude was trying to be deceptive. He was scared. The dude was afraid for real. He's afraid. He's afraid, and his hand was shaking while he was writing it because one, he was angry as hell, and he had no jurisdiction, and two, he knew this shit was gonna come back on him. So if anybody can get in touch with this guy right here, yo, reach out to this man, please. His channel, I'm gonna read off his channel to you guys in a minute. But yo, I already reached out to him. Reach out to him and tell him to holler at me, yo, because we gotta put some shit together, man. Because this shit was egregious. This was literally, what did you gain from trying to force this man in the jurisdiction? You gained nothing. Only thing you did was pick up some charges on yourself and cost the police department a whole bunch of money. The man told you he was traveling. Let him go. What the fuck? what do you want? I'm telling you, it's a pissing contest a lot of times for these dudes, man. The ones who act like that, it's a pissing contest. They got to prove they can piss the furthest. I mean, but at the end of the day, you pissing on your balls because when he go ahead and put some claims on your bonds, which he can effectively do with this information, right, Taylor? That's enough right there. And the messed up thing, I think Taylor was the guy, the good cop, but he still was an accomplice to this shit. Him being a superior officer, he should have reeled that police officer back in by his reins. So yeah, he's an accomplice to this. So that Taylor 17271, man, he can go get his bond information with that. That's all he need. Know what district he was in. He got the ticket right there. I'm sure he got all his information on that ticket, man. He can get a call on that. He can get a claim on that bond. He can put a claim right on his bond with that shit. That's enough. Yep.
The name and the number. He scribbled it. Under the threat of duress and coercion.
All right, so that's the end. My man said he was pretty shaken up. But hey, you can say whatever you want. That man handled his money. You say whatever you want. That man handled his money. He did the damn thing. All right. So if you were not prepared to go that length to protect your freedom, bro, pick that driver's license back up or go back into the DMV and get that driver's license. Put that state plate black on your whip, and just operate in commerce even when you're not, until you actually ready to get out there and defend your shit. Because my man did the damn thing, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, man. You did a great job, bro. Don't let nobody tell you different. You might have these other channels try to blast you and shit like that, calling you the SC. But I mean, as far as I know, committing fraud and striking out somebody's signature on a document they're supposed to sign on, you don't have diplomatic, and you can't just be doing that shit, bro. What the hell? Like, what? You can't do that. That's stupid illegal. Shit, police officers lost their job for less than that, man. Like, yo, come on, man. And this is the thing, like, yo, the end of the day, bro, if everybody would just treat each other how they wanted to be treated, to sound cliche, yo, we wouldn't be having these problems. And this is why I tell people, like, yo, when somebody do something like that to you, yo, and they go to that extent to try to prosecute you and you ain't done nothing wrong, yo, whatever happens after that, like your hands are clean. So if you put a claim on his bond for $750,000 and his bond only covers him up to 200,000 and he got a debt of 500,000 on his shoulders and he can't, you know what I mean, he can't effectively, you know he got a lien on his house, he can't pay it back, he got a lien on his car and stuff like that from not being able to pay the debt. you know I- your hands are clean. The man was literally going out of his way to try to force you to contract. You told him at least 70 times that you were traveling. So that's, and who would feel bad for that? Is there anybody in this room that would feel bad for that guy if he got his wife left him, took the kids, took the house, lost his car, couldn't pay his bills. The dude was all over the place, lost his job, you know what I mean, was $500,000 in crippling debt. You know what I mean? Now he's trying to look into the what he previously deemed as the SC movement, which is not. Now he's trying to figure out how to discharge debt. Now he's trying to get a passport. Would anybody feel bad for him? No, no, I wouldn't. Now, the onus is also on the dude who gave him um the reason to do all that, because he should not have had that license on him. There was fault on both ends, but again, this man did not hand you a license. This man handed you a passport. You're trying to pretend he handed you a license. You wrong. You see what I'm saying? You wrong. It is what it is, man. So that's where we at with that. I'm so behind on the comments, bro. Hold up. Damn. Man, I'm behind. Sheesh. Oh yeah, I must have been muted for a minute. Y'all was like, yo, you muted. I wasn't looking at the comment screen. My bad, yo. My bad, guys. My bad. That was my mistake. I had it on mute by accident. I forgot I had it on mute. Damn, I was muted. I was going in too. Damn. All right, here we go. Sheesh. Damn, I was super behind. All right, here we go. All right, so my man Keith Lamont said, "How many times you got to reiterate? Don't carry no license." I say it every week, and every week I get somebody hit my email. I gave my life. I literally had somebody hit me up the other week where they didn't have a passport. They gave them the license flat out. I was like, I mean, I try to help you, man, but I ain't got magic. You don't need a passport to travel, but you know, I try. I'll see what I can do, but I ain't got magic, bro. The state employee number transfers from the driver's license to the state ID. Ditch it. Yep, he right. Oh, I'm going for his bonds. Yes, sir. Money. My man Mike said money. We would like LOL on that. We would like you to hit that like button, thumbs up. Yo, we got 58 people in here, man. Smash that like, man. Knock that like button out. A notified fee schedule was stopped as that's another thing. My man Civic Maker brought up an excellent point. This is why I tell you guys, bro. Hit up the chief of police via registered or certified mail and send me a fee schedule respectfully. Just be like, I'm just gonna be out here exercising my right to travel. You know what I mean? As per the Constitution, you can state the case law there. And don't be sending these public officials no 7-page documents. Stop that shit, man. Anything you gotta say should be said within 2 pages. That's it. Don't put it in 8-point font. Nah, put that shit in regular font like 10, 12, and keep it succinct. Get to your point, man. Don't be having these people spend 20 hours reading your paperwork, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna read about half a page and they're gonna throw it away. You got to keep shit short and succinct. Get to the point. But yeah, a fee schedule to the police chief. If he put that in ahead of time, I would say they probably wouldn't even pull his ass over. Which is kidnapping. Oh, that was 1,000% kidnapping, because he was getting held against his will. He was getting held against his will. You know, they kept his damn passport for like half the stop. He couldn't leave without it. Failure to ID, identify. But he didn't fail to identify. He gave him the passport. He didn't give him a driver's license. They just didn't like what he gave him. They ain't like that. Nah. ID request for a supervisor. Yep. Yep. What up? What up, Duval? What's good, man? Good to see you here. The cops are failing the ID, so they ain't give tickets. Smash that like for A6. Thank you, Fearless Floyd. Thank you. I need to go subscribe to Fearless Floyd too. Y'all, some people been hitting me up about the trust classes. Go holler at Fearless Floyd, man. He got a series on setting up a trust. So you need to holler at him if you don't know how to do so. It looks like that guy wants to laugh. This is interesting, not gonna lie. Hey, I mean, you know, the man standing on the square. You can see the devil in that enforcer's eyes. I mean, like I said, man, anybody who works for the state, what I've noticed, people who work for the state, bro, it's a not all, because I do know a few people that work for the state that are a little more uh what's the word I'm searching for? They're a little more not I'm gonna just say not that way in the lack of a better word. But yeah, some people though that work for the state, bro, the attitudes, man, it's just like I don't know if it's some kind of demonic spirit or something when they put that uniform on. I don't know, but something ain't right, you know. He's stuck in time. His money. Yep. Like you said, he trying to pull him in. Yep, he tried to pull him in there. Yep, they tried to yank him in that jurisdiction. What did he do? 5 over. They didn't say how fast he was going. Not surprised the enforcer went this route next. Yeah, he was pulling all the strings. If he's been doing that 20 years, he needs to get off the road. Yeah, I mean, you know, and to police officers' credit, like some of these people they seen, they probably deal with some scumbags on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? I actually have family members that have been police officers, dude. You know, wardens. You know, people dealing with people in the jail system. Yeah, that shit changes you, yo. Like once you become a police officer, bro, your whole outlook on life changes, man. Like you ain't the same. Very few people I can say that's police officers. Like one of my dudes is a cool dude. He's a police officer. He one of the few I can say that are able to decipher when he's on a job and when he's not. You see what I'm saying? Like he'll still have his moments where he'll just be like he got his police brain on. And I'll tell him something. He'll be like, "Why is that?" I'll be like, "Dude, please turn your police brain off when you're talking. I'm talking to me, yo. You ain't got to be like, you know what I mean? It's not bad, man. It's just a habit." I was like, "You're right, bro." But you know, not all of them know, but you know, the majority of them, it changes the way you see things, yo. So I mean, you know, he was doing that for 20 years. He definitely doing too much. You see what I'm saying? But I will say this: you see some crazy shit when you in a position to deal with the public on a regular basis. You see some crazy shit. But if a man's clearly telling you he's traveling and he's not even a physical threat to anybody, at this point it's a pissing contest, and you trying to piss the furthest. Why? Like, what benefit are you gonna get out of that? You know what I mean? What is why, yo? I don't know, man. He's in his own personal conveyance. He got busy. He said that. He said everything he needed to say for that shit to not take that long. But again, he was being tested. The stronger you are, the harder your test is going to be. That's facts. And put the state on record. Yes, indeed. Swiss cheese. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Legal assassins also making too much eye contact can excite them to go to the next level. That's true. Let's see how I asked that. It's kidnapping and extortion. They do it in Virginia. They do it everywhere, man. All rights reserved. Cali has an exempt status tax. I heard about that. I heard Wisconsin, or was it Minnesota? It was either Wisconsin or Minnesota has continuous traveler identification too, where if you get your address changed to general delivery and you go in there and tell them you're a continuous traveler, you can actually get a continuous traveler identification, which basically it's pretty much like the right to travel, but they make a little bit of money off it by giving you the identification. I haven't seen it. I've heard about a guy getting it before. Wolf knows about the California version. So not all states have it, I don't think though, yo, because I didn't ask in Maryland. I need to call and find out. But yeah, there's something called a continuous traveler's ID. You know, people who live in mobile homes and you know what I mean, things that they move around a lot, they ain't in a fixed place, which is possible. There's nothing that says that you have to be in one particular spot, you know. And make sure you look at their badges to confirm the right numbers and names. Yeah, that's the thing. When they gave them the numbers, they was far away, so they can lie about that. They can lie about their badge numbers. I've heard about police officers lying about their badge numbers. Sometimes they cover their badge numbers, depending on what they're doing. And ask them a copy of the oath of office. That's confusing. Now they're not going to give you no copy of the oath of office. They ain't going to do that. They're supposed to. But they're not going to give you that shit. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Give me your license, stupid. That's what they say to you. Better not to get yanked. Amia Bay says, awesome. UCC 1308. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Autograph with your given name. Yes, sir. I make them sign my book. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Mike, they not gonna sign that book, bro. The way that dude was being, he had a hammer, and all he had was a hammer, so everything around him looked like a nail. He wasn't signing nothing. That's the kind of dude you gotta smack his hands. Not physically, but you gotta take it to his ass. You know what I mean? Because guys like that shouldn't be. He should have retired. You can't be out there like that, man. Like I said, I get the fact that you've seen a lot of bullshit, but like, there's no threat here. You knew there was no threat. You were being a bully. Make shit up like they always do. Yep, they do. If you scratch out signature and put on there by, yo, I'm gonna have to ask y'all. Sometimes y'all be giving me seizures trying to read some of these goddamn. I'll be having brain tumors, bro, trying to read some of these comments. If you can scratch out signature and put on there by, maybe I misunderstood what you said, Diesel. No disrespect. All right, this is when people will say no sound, no sound, no sound. My bad, my bad, my bad. All right, that's my mistake. I was muted for a minute. Damn, it's like 60 comments on here. That was going off. Yo said Mike, hey yo, Mike check 1 2 1 2. That was my favorite thing to say before I started rapping back in the day. Mike check 1 2 1. That was my shit. Government tech muted our brains from the sounds of the truth. My man said, gotta repeat all that. I did in so many words. Shalom, y'all. PA squad head in the court to support a sister who was given a citation for no driver's license registration. This video was timely. Thank you, no doubt. Thank you for tuning in. All right. We can, yeah, you can hear. All right, so yeah, it's Cat. Bet. Tell them to go out, then go in. Why isn't anyone reading page 1 of the passport book from SOS to the LEOs? What? Page 1 of the passport book from what is the Secretary of State to law enforcement officers? Wait. Hey, Phyllis Floyd. Maybe I missed something, yo. You gotta circle back around on that one. Hit my email, bro. Hit my email. We got some talking to do, man. I'm supposed to get on your channel too, man. We gotta stop joking around and make that happen. Send it back 3 days. Refuse. If you do that, there's a way you got to do that. Though you can't just send it back because they'll try to pretend they didn't get it. So you got to make sure. I would say certified mail is gonna be the way to move. And Yusufel was saying it was 10 days because he was saying you got to allow time for delivery. So 10 days is usually going to be the sticker. 3 days is supposed to be. You probably have to hand deliver it to the courthouse because delivery is going to take about a day. You know what I mean? Securities fraud. Yep. False arrest. That's all right. We could use that code at other agencies too to strike out that out of autographs. Yep, you can. Name of name of video. I got you, bro. Hold on. The guy's name is New Rebel TV. NU. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the comments for you guys. Here we go. That's it right there. I put it in the comment section. That's the name of his channel. You can look on it. He got another stop he did too, where the stop probably took about 10 minutes. But he ain't get a ticket on that one either. My man gets busy. He out here moving and grooving, and he knows how to maneuver, man. So he getting busy. I would love to have him on this channel. The Phyllis Floyd Show. What does your passport say on page 1? Passport card. Snake eyes. You lose. Yes, damn sure he did. Damn, they just walked away. Ancient hieroglyphics. Tell you, he wrote that. That shit looked like Wakanda language, yo. If you ever seen the Black Panther 2, which is going to be fire, by the way, hella symbolism in it. But the Black Panther 2 movie, how the words look. That's what he's scared the Wakanda out of his ass. I request the name of the video we are watching. I gave you the name of the. It's called "I Was Afraid for My Life." That's what the video was called. New Rebel TV. I was afraid for my life, bro. I got you. He in Cali. Yep, he in Cali. The plus about the printed tickets is the name and badge will be on the ticket. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, he did. Yo, great video, man. I've learned so much shit from the past 1 or 2 years about the driver's license, bonds, Social Security, American Nationals, etc. Thank you, Wolf and Fan. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yo, by the way, if y'all like the info and y'all think it's fire, you can always bless my Cash App. I would greatly appreciate that for my time. You know, I love talking to you guys, but any donations you guys give me is always a plus. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't judge. People need to literally get foreign driver's license. That works too, man. That works too. I have so much to learn. We all have a lot to learn, Albert. No, I would not feel bad. Anger said they're all in no excuse. Yep. Foreign driver's license must be paired with a valid state license. That's what they say. But is that really what's going on? I don't know. Sometimes you just got to try some shit and see if it works. And I'm going to leave it there. Kevin, how does one get a foreign driver's license? The IAA. Go to the IAA website, International Automobile Agencies in Florida. If they snatch me, oh well, they got my documents and fee schedule. Yo, Mike said, I'm good. I ain't worried about that shit. Celestial Beacon, what's up? I hate grind time. What if you don't have the ID on you, but an old one is in the system they pull up, even though they gave you the NCN passport, non-citizen and passport affidavits notarized and scheduled fees? Well, this is what we're trying to figure out now, how to get that driver's license. We talked about this. The NIC is what the program is here in Maryland. They use something called the NIC system, and it's basically a private network where they store information. And when they go to look somebody up, they got to pay them in order to search up information. So yeah, it's basically an information database. So you have to see what system your state is using, and then from there you got to work on getting that purged from out of the system. Legal document is 8 minutes, 8-point font times New Romans. There you go, 8-point font. Okay, yeah, so I stand corrected. Legal document is 8-point font, he says. I stand corrected. He was in the do not detain list. They couldn't do anything. That's why they had to get him to come off of his, they had to get him to come out of that Constitution because he was protected by the Bill of Rights. You know, he wasn't a 14th Amendment citizen. Oh, yeah, Monica's 86 and the Wolf Man. Yes, indeed. One Mike's so focus is called an injunction. Injunction works too. I did a video on surrendering the driver's license. Yo, go subscribe to Fearless Floyd's channel and go check him out. He's got some fire on this stuff. Who the hell are you calling an agent? Use your own brain. They hate you for it. Yep. Fearless Floyd's first page is fire. Fearless Floyd's got some shit for your ass. I thought they were gonna flip a wig when he signed you, dude. When he signed UCC 1 without prejudice, I thought that police officer was going to yank his door open and snatch him out of that bitch. Like, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Fuck that. Yeah, I thought that was what it was going to be. He don't have to sign it. I'll do a Freedom of Information Act. Oh shit! Can you do that? Can you do a Freedom of Information Act for somebody in another? I know you got to pay for it if you're not the guy that was supposed to be the victim. But well, shit, can you do that for another state though? I would like to see what they said. You know, but what they do, they usually redact the information, so they'll mute out what they were talking about when they were at their police cruisers. They do shit like that, yo. But they might not though. Sometimes they don't. You might hear them saying some crazy shit. I remember one time I was watching this stop and this dude got pulled over, and the police officers were talking about, yeah, man, I heard stories about this one guy. He got a lien put on his house and a lien put on his car. His credit was fucked up for like 8 years. He's like, it just kind of makes me want to say, fuck that. I ain't dealing with that shit. Police officer actually said that when the guy said he was traveling. So he let him go. But yeah, and the other cop was like, I hate those sovereign I hate sovereign C's. The Department of State limits the info they see if you are not listed as a citizen. Yep. That was a flawless victory. That's what I said, man. He did great. Why people keep saying no sound? Only bad thing was the driver's license. The only mistake he made was having that license on him. But if the police officer never saw the license in his wallet, he wouldn't even know when he had it. But I tell you, don't even have the joint. Don't even have it, yo. It's more than what you can see. It's a spiritual aspect. Don't have none of that shit. Even I go as far as to say, even if there's any mail you might have in the car with an address on it, take that out too. Don't put nothing in that car that has an address that ties you to any location. General delivery is the way to move. The CIA and other intelligence agents disguise themselves to defame SCs and post misinformation videos. Yep, that's facts. Even better that the officer recorded to show the body language of the brother. Yeah, I'm willing to die or be locked in a cage for my freedom and shit. Who if you not you on a wrong path? Hit you up, email, read page 1 of the passport. I sent mine and they still tried to try me. Yeah, they're gonna try you, man. Oh, here's the channel right here. I'm getting around. I just didn't go to court. Hey, Floyd, how do I get my property back from the officers? Dissolve the person completely. I done had sound for a minute now. You must be behind. I don't know. What up, Gary? Neutral Neophyte channel says none of this stuff works. The courts and government are corrupt, and won't acknowledge your rights and just ignore you. Nah, it works. It works. They will try to run you over, but I mean, that's when you got to take other measures. It works though. They will try to run you over though. Sign the UCC 130. It doesn't matter if you're in that jurisdiction, correct? Well, I wouldn't say that because at the end of the day, you still all right. So look, even if you have a driver's license, right, and you sign UCC 1308 on the license, the judge might see it on there and might just dismiss the case. They might try to steamroll you too, depending on they might try you anyway. So I can't say it's 100%, but you got more of a chance of getting ran over if you give like, yo, you got a license, you contracted to this. Get out of my face, take this ticket and pay it. Privileges come with duties, obligations, and debts. If the state is forcing you into a privileged driver license, that's servitude. 1,000% correct, Kevin. It's $10. Hieroglyph. I doubt that truly happened. I believe the video is government produced. Which video? You talking about the video that just happened? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think that is a real video. Bro, I'm in the International Automobile Association, and the IDL is accepted in the U.S. too. Yep. They won't ignore you if you go after their bonds and oaths of office. Oaths of office is fire. Yes, indeed. All right, man, some great information here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to drop one more video for you guys. And I want you to let me know what you think about this video right here. It's going to be a quick one because I'm going to drop the links in here for you in a minute for you to jump in. All right, so take a look at this right here. This happened in Kansas City. All right, so, people always say F the police. Nobody ever says F the fire department.
This video obtained by Fox 4 shows off-duty Kansas City firefighter Tony Santee and a man identified as Javon Taylor fighting outside an Independence gas station, and a woman standing over them shouting with a gun. It's likely one of the key pieces of evidence Jackson County Prosecutor's Office had to determine whether to file charges in Santee's subsequent shooting death. We showed the video to a practicing attorney of 40 years in self-defense who wrote Missouri's book on it.
Technically, it's called the defense of justification. And your justification is you are saving the life of another person.
Some say Santee died a hero, jumping to the defense of a female clerk facing verbal abuse from Taylor. Jameson says in most cases it would be important to know who started the fight, but it may not be necessary in this one.
The girlfriend is only constrained by what she reasonably believed to be the circumstances. And if she didn't see the start of the fight, as far as she knows, all she knows is her boyfriend is getting strangled.
At a forum on crime tonight, Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker addressed concerns she says she hears frequently that she returns too many yellow sheets or notices she's declined to file charges.
An officer will be upset because maybe won't understand why that case was declined.
It says data shows she files charges at the same rate as Platte and Clay counties.
But if a case is declined, it's just declined because we don't believe there's sufficient evidence to get to that highest burden of proof.
Translation, we can't make no money off of this shit because the jury is not going to see it enough for us to be able to collect.
Peters Baker, who declined an interview after that forum tonight, said through a statement earlier today she grieves with the family and community over the tragic loss of life, but after careful review, had to consider Missouri law.
I'm in a peculiar situation as a defense attorney, agreeing with the Jackson County prosecutor.
All right, so if you don't know what happened, apparently the dude was in a liquor store, right, with his girl. No, the girl wasn't in there. The dude was in the liquor store by himself, and he had an arm on him, but I guess it was concealed or whatever. I think that the arm was clean too, so it wasn't a dirty arm. He had it registered, whatever, with the state. So he's talking to somebody behind the counter, and he get to yelling at somebody behind the counter. And he start calling her all kinds of names. Translation: he was exercising his freedom of speech. All right, because you have the right to say whatever the hell you want to say out of your mouth. You can call somebody a whatever. You don't. Somebody don't give you. They don't give somebody else the right to come tell you what you can't say. You say whatever the hell you want. So the bigger dude, because he was bigger and like more muscular, I guess he figured he can just slap this little small dude around. So he started yanking up the dude or whatever, and the gun falls out. And then the girlfriend comes over while he has him in a chokehold and is beating on him and stuff like that. So the girl comes over and picks the arm up, and she's trying to get the dude off of him. So the dude starts to choke him, starts to strangle him, right, which can effectively kill him. So she take that arm and she removed his soul from his body. So yeah, they were trying to decide like, yo, should this dude be prosecuted? Well, look, there's two problems here. One, the dude was violating that man's right to liberty by trying to take what is it? Life and liberty, basically. He had him on the ground pinned. He was telling him to get off him. He wouldn't get up, and he was trying to strangle him to death. He was trying to strangle him. Effective hold around somebody's neck. I do jujitsu, so I know what a hold around somebody's throat can do. And by somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, that can kill you. You hold that stranglehold on somebody too long, they done. So yeah, he had that arm around his throat, and she saw that shit and she used that shit, So effectively, she used the Second Amendment. And people are all saying that this guy died a hero. But I don't want to hear none of that shit, because at the end of the day, he is a government worker and he swore oath to the Constitution. So it is what it is. Man thought he was Superman. He wasn't. And that is why you should not simp. So anyway, keeping what the hell? Somebody says, yo, the CIA is in the chat. What the hell are you talking about, yo? What are y'all talking about? They won't ignore you for going after the bonds. What the hell are you? What are y'all talking about, bro? Somebody saying something about an agent. Who? What are you? What? Who? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about. I wonder how the outcome had been for the same for her if that was an off-duty officer. Yeah, see, that's a slippery slope right there, because you already know them dudes. They'll change that report, But then again, it is a video. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. She's allowed to shoot him if he's choking, but yo, it depends on what state you in. That's the tricky part, because if you're in Maryland, they're gonna try her. They're gonna try her. In Maryland, they thirsty. They thirsty. They'll try the shit out of you. Oh yes. You know what I mean? Verbal abuse. See what happens when you simp. That is why you should not simp. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Mike. Yep, self-defense. Thank you for the translation. He should have just minded his business. The arm, though, makes him fit the description with that extended mag. I mean, yeah, the extended mag is OD. I mean, but he got the right to bear arms. I mean, he could have a purple tint on the joint if he wants, I guess. Strangulation and restriction of air. Yep. She saved his life. Superheroes exist in the movies. Yep. Don't be a hero. Just go about your business. I mean, you can argue with dude. Use your First Amendment against his First Amendment, but that don't give you the right to take it past that. You can't. Nah, man. You're trying to be a good old-fashioned gentleman. And then, like, here's the thing. Like, yo, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It ain't this. That era is gone. That whole, stick up for women. That shit done, bro. The majority of women don't even want you to do that for them, man. Just mind your business. They strong enough to handle themselves for the most part in a lot of cases. They don't need you to jump out there and say, they probably yell at you for that. Like, I don't need you to get involved in my affairs. Mind your business. Hey, hey, what can I say? All right, so look, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat for anybody that wants to hop in, and you can do so. There's the link. The link's right there. Yo, y'all keep saying CIA. What the hell are you, Alfonso? Are you CIA? The hell are you talking about, bruh? What y'all mean, man? Somebody else said an agent was in here. What am I missing? Yo, what up, Wolf?
Hey, what's going on, Six?
What's
What's
good,
going on,
Chad? Good to have you here, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yo, why is everybody saying there's an agent in the chat? Did you see
I don't
anything?
know. I didn't see nothing. I was trying to look and see what they're talking about, but I didn't see nobody stand out like there was on something. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
either. What's good though, man? What's up? What you think about today's show, man? What about that stop, bro?
Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah, the only spot I seen where he messed up was that he had the license in his wallet. That is a big no-no on that. I'm actually surprised that the officers didn't go in his window and just pull the VIN. So it makes me question what, if he had on his own plates or if he had on state plates.
Yeah, or somebody else's information pops
Or
up.
somebody else's. I'm almost thinking he might have had plates on, but they might have been from out of state. That almost seems like that might have been the scenario, but I can't tell. But other than that, I can definitely tell he's been watching the videos because, like I said, he handled everything, did it the right way.
Yep.
Like I said, his only mistake was that having that license in general, and obviously, without further research, couldn't tell. But using the surrender of driving privilege form.
Yeah, that's the one in Cali, right?
Yeah, because if they have any understanding that you have that license on you, you have a contract. So really, that could have went a different way.
They could have
Because
just pulled them out of the car too.
at the point, because at the point where they see confirmation you have a driver's license, one thing is they didn't know if it might have been for a different state.
Yeah,
he couldn't prove it was. It could have been an international one. It could have been one from another country. Whatever. So even though he's seen it, you notice he didn't say, "Oh, he's got a California driver's license on him." He just said he's seen a license, but he didn't know what it was. So we're missing a little bit of details before I could really analyze it, and give a confirmation of this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we had those little bits of info, but if he could have seen that it was a license from that state or even the U.S., yeah, he could have yanked him out of the car. That's a contract.
Yep, that's it.
The only thing that would have saved him is if it would have been like not valid, not valid and surrendered. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got somebody in the green room. Let me go ahead and pull him out of here. I got my man Rex. Yo, what's good, Rex?
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? Six, what's good, Bad Wolf?
Hey, what's going on, Rex?
Man, I'm chilling. Hey, I just got a question for y'all. So, so I got my passport, I got my foreign plates, my car in the foreign trust, everything legit. So my question is, let's say if that was to happen to me, how would I go after them? I know y'all say go to the federal court, but like, I'm trying to figure out, like, because I never been through this shit, so I'm trying to figure out when my time gonna come. Every dog got his day. I'm trying to get paid. You feel me? I'm trying to come up.
You're gonna be tested. What I would do first, you would send the ticket. I would go ahead and send the ticket back. If you're gonna do that, you got to make sure you send it back certified mail or registered mail. You have to have evidence that it was sent back. Pretty much, you have to void out the ticket by writing without prejudice, all rights reserved, fraud. Refused without dishonor. I do not consent. What is the court case? I think I have it written down here. Cruden versus Neal. That's the one you want to put on there. You can put Cruden versus Neal on there, and then send it back. If they still try to go ahead and move forward, then at that point you can effectively contact the Secretary of State and get bond information for those.
You said Cruden versus Neal.
Cruden versus Cruden, Cruden VSNEELE, Neal.
Right.
And you can look up that case.
Got you. Got it. Cool. We lit.
Yeah. So basically, you contact the Secretary of State and you can get their bond information, pretty much their oath of office. You can put all that shit. And if you really want to get jazzy on them, like my man Wolf says, You can get that shit authenticated. You can send that shit to the state level, get that authenticated, and then once you get it authenticated, you can put it on the record pretty much. They can't ignore it.
And they got my documents. I didn't send everything to the chief. I didn't send it to the chief police, the attorney general, the district attorney. Like I sent it to everybody. Like anybody that got power in government, I sent a folder to them, like to each one of them individual, a whole folder with just all my paperwork in it. So they can't say they ain't got it.
Right. Okay. Did you? But you use the surrender of license form? Did you do all that?
Yeah.
He did everything.
Fire. There you go.
I've been watching y'all for like a year now. Cause look. All right, so this is how I learned. I watch sovereign citizens and how they do this shit on YouTube. I learned that's how I know what not to do. You feel me? You feel me? So once you get that, it just man, look, I've been doing this shit for about like 7 months now. This shit easy as hell. I love it. You know, no more registration, no more. They can't, bro. If y'all can see these police officers when they take the walk of shame, this shit is funny.
They don't like,
this shit is funny as hell.
One of my clients was in California, and he followed everything we said, like you know what I mean? And cop pulled him over and was frustrated. He was like, "How come you're not in the system?" You know, he was like, "I'm a foreign national." I was like, "Well, where were you born?" He's like, "Republic of California." He's like, "Where?"
I ain't gonna lie, the consultant put me on because I don't give him an address. I tell him I live in my car.
You know what? You know what's crazy? There's actually a Supreme Court. And I told y'all this a while back. There's a Supreme Court case that actually said that you can use your car as your domicile.
Wait, what's the case?
I covered this like 7 months ago, bro. I gotta find it. Matter of fact, I need to holler at Kelly and find out. I think
you don't have a house,
right? I'm homeless, right? I live in my car.
Or you ask them, you know, if I give you my address, you know, can that be used against me? Well, yeah. Okay.
Anything be used against me in the court of law.
I don't know about nobody else, but I purposely keep a duffel bag on my back seat. Like it's not even filled with clothes; it's filled with like snacks and stuff. But it's just back there to fit the appearance that I live in my car. You know, it's just a maneuver.
Hey,
and then move to work every time.
There's no law that says you have to have an address.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about the general delivery. If you are just on the road as a continuous traveler, you can receive your mail at the post office. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a legal fiction, and legal fictions are the only ones that can have an address effectively.
I gotta get on that. I never did that shit.
Get on that.
I gotta get on it.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, what's the I heard you talking about it one time. You was like, the people don't be knowing what you be talking about. You going there?
1527 form.
1527. All right.
All right. So the thing with that form, apparently no post offices have that form for some weird reason, and I actually stumbled across it by going in there and actually executing. So if they don't have that form, pretty much you can pretty much just you can. There's a way to get around. Go to the website on USPS, and they'll tell you exactly how to use the general delivery.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see it right here.
People been saying like, "Yo, I go to the post office and I can't, I can't. They don't have the form 1527." I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy." No, but a lot of times, these people don't know what's going on.
Right.
Your car is your home. I love it. Yo, Supreme Court ruled that shit. I gotta find that case law again, man. I should know it by heart by now. I couldn't tell you what. Let me see if I can get it.
I just seen it.
I'm gonna learn it.
I don't remember it.
I thought I saved
definitely learn it.
Yeah, but yeah. Supreme Court ruled that you can actually use your house as a domicile. Pretty not your house, but your whip as a domicile.
Wait, so as far as the as the dude that was on the video, have he ever like reached back? He ever talked to you or anything?
Nah, I've been trying to reach out to him. He don't have no other form of contact but the comments on his channel. So I've been trying to reach out to him. So if anybody can get in touch with him before me, have him holler at me.
Cause he on the right path, but if he connect, he gonna get.
He got so much information. Solid,
so much information. I know it's so much information, bro. There's so much. Yeah. It was crazy. It feel like the more we learn, or the more I learn, it feel like I don't know shit. Like the more I learn, I really don't know shit. Like,
the more you know, the more you know that you don't know shit. That's
this shit crazy.
Bro, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old when I first got.
Bro, 9? Damn.
9. And I'm still learning, bro. I'm still learning. So it don't, because even when you think you have something mastered, then like I say on my channel, as we move, they move.
Right.
like even Code 8 USC 110122B, you know, which used to state all U.S. citizens are U.S. nationals, but not all U.S. nationals are U.S. citizens. They changed that code. Now it's still effective, but they changed how it's worded. Or the passport, they changed certain things because of us making these videos.
They changed the whole form on the passport. They got the whole this right here, as a matter of fact, is now you know what's crazy? Taquan X had one in his video, and it had the gender option was gender X or something like that. But this the one I grabbed. This the one I grabbed from the state of Maryland post office. They had this joint right here, and this seems to be a different one that he had in Florida. So I'm almost wondering if there's different ones in each state, which is that just hard.
They don't roll them all at the same time. They'll have certain states get the master ones first, and then they'll implement them as that location or those locations run out.
Got you. Because this one's different from the one that came out in 2020. Because the one I still got a copy of that one. I was like, damn, this is way different. They changed a lot of shit on it.
You motherfuckers tricky, man. Gotta watch.
What's up, Joe? What's on your mind, man? My bad, bro. We ignoring you.
What's going on, Joe?
No, that's all right, man. I've been studying so much that, man, I think we're all like this other dude here says, you know, we've been on here a year, and I think we're all kind of in that place where we kind of graduated at some major level here now. And, you know, what we saw tonight here, that was pretty much like the foundation. That's like when someone gets their black belt, that's when they say it's not just a black belt, but that's the beginning right there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Whole new beginning. Yep.
Very easy to sue for false arrest on that right there. Absolutely. And I've been doing some massive intense studying on a little bit of a different subject, just to let you know. So I'll just leave you with that for now.
Nice. Okay. You have to go to the Postmaster General. I tell people to do that. Some postmasters don't even know what's going on, surprisingly enough. I mean, they make almost $100,000 a year for that position, and they don't know what the hell's going on, which is odd.
Remember, you have to also ask these people to speak to them in their private capacity.
Yeah,
that's
very important.
That's a key thing. Otherwise, you're just one of the noobs out there, one of the U.S. citizens, and they ain't got to tell you nothing. You're the janitor. But in your private capacity, you're their boss. You're the CFO, CEO.
I'll see what they're talking about tomorrow. I'm on it tomorrow. This should be interesting.
To go to the main post office.
This should be real interesting.
Person's vehicle automatically qualifies as a homestead without the need for a declaration, and that the impoundment of that vehicle associated costs and constitute extra fines is a violation of the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Yo, what case is that? Because that was a Supreme Court ruling that came out, I think it was 2020. What case was that, yo? That was a case that came out like, yo, if you use your whip as a domicile, they cannot tow your whip. They can't tow it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to look it up.
Remember the scene in Breaking Bad with the motorhome? Yeah, I remember that scene. I was looking at living in the van. I'm gonna tell you, man, the more and more this shit goes on, the more appealing getting a damn RV or something and just traveling the damn country looks more appealing. Your body is most definitely your home because we are spirits. We are not our flesh and blood. We are the spirit that inhabits the flesh and blood. So that is facts. Where do you live? I live in my body. Where do you live? I live on God's green earth. Where do you live? United States American Republic. People are gonna die learning this stuff, literally old age, because it's always more to learn, man. It's always changing. Maryland has a new one as well. I didn't see that.
Even they don't know it all. That's the big secret. That's why a lot of them will go into the back, and you know the magistrates they'll look it up because they don't know it all. None of them know it all. It's impossible for anybody to know it all. Never will.
Yeah, agreed. I plead the fifth and fourth. My way to travel is my home. Yep, facts. What up, Tony? Jacob says, done by affidavit of domicile and notary of authentication process. Hey, I hope everybody took a note of that. What was it?
Let me see.
Affidavit of domicile and notary and authentication process. So if you declare, because look, check it out. Look, if you do what is that form called? DS4194 form. If you do that form, there's an option on there for declarations. You can actually get declarations authenticated. So if you declare some stuff like your domicile, get it notarized, and then to get it authenticated, that you get full faith and credit in that document. So now when you hand that to a policy enforcer, now you got the state, involved. If you get it federally authenticated, now you got the federal and the state. Now he's looking at like, all right, look, the goddamn president just said this is what it is. And any documents you put in, they can't really be ignored. I mean, because that's the whole point of the authentication process. That's what it's for.
Like an apostille?
Apostille can work too. If you live, and I actually learned this recently, if you live in a state where they don't authenticate, apostille will work. Apostille will work.
Hey, Wolf, I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
It was a while ago. I don't know if you remember this, but I got a like the micronation thing. I did one with you, but could I get that authenticated?
Is it a declaration?
Yeah, it's a declaration of a
it is
micronation.
Declaration. I would try it. That's new ground, but yeah, why not try it? All they can say is no. Take 8.
Right. Yeah, we on that. Oh yeah, I'm on that. Okay, yeah.
His name is Victor Von Doom. That's a hard ass name. We must come together as nationals and sovereigns, micronations are the last bastion of power for those like us. Well spoken. What? I'm about to burn all this in here. Don't burn everything. You got to live there. I'm like, so you didn't read my document certified mail when I give it to them and then read the numbers. They got quiet. Yeah, that's another thing too. That's a great point Mike just brought up. When you guys are out here sending registered mail and certified mail, make sure you put that number on the registered mail in the letter. It's got to be, it's got to be identical. You got to put that in the letter so they can't say, oh, yeah, we didn't get that. Well, we're interested because it says right here you got it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
Gotcha.
You're right, though. Yep, when you read the numbers, they get quiet. Yep. So Johnson says, I love you guys. Man. We love you right back, bro. Thank you. You guys taught me everything, and I've gone farther, but this is mind-blowing. Thank you. Article 1 and 7. Article 1 and 7 in the Homestead Act.
Wait, what's that article? Let me see.
Article 1 looks like probably section 7. That's probably the one talking about your vehicle is your home.
Domicile. Yeah. That's do you know how strong that is, yo? With the general delivery and the domicile and your whip, do you know how strong that shit is, bro? You can get a lot of stuff done with just those two things. Really. Like effectively, I gotta limit what I'm gonna say here. All right. You can use your car to do stuff in different places. I'm gonna leave it there. You can use your car to do stuff in different places. Backing you, yes indeed. You are a real eye opener. Thank you. I said I'm Aboriginal from the North American continent. Also, are you making me insecure? My person, house, papers, and effects. Yeah, they say they're not going to say yes to that, of course, because they'll try to rephrase it. I did mine with the document with Freedom of Information Act. When they give you the gold joint on your paperwork, yeah, the gold stamp. That stamp is so beautiful.
Yeah, buddy.
But that just goes back. But you know what's crazy, Wolf, on some real shit? Like if you really think about it, that gold stamp, since they pulled all the gold and silver out, when they authenticate your document, you know what I mean? If it has full faith and credit and you get that gold stamp, that's almost the closest thing they can get. You know what I mean? To that, so that they can issue. So that would say effectively that is full faith and credit. You can get your cable contract authenticated. Okay. Print out the return cards and take them with you. Facts. And for whatever reason, they get caught up. So if you use general delivery, would you give the post office the address? Wait, what? Hold on, let me reread that. If you use general delivery, would you give the post office the address they would expect you to give? Nah. So look, I'm gonna show y'all. We cover this weekly. People still ask me questions about the general delivery, though. I got you, though. Let me go to the website. Anybody else's computer moving slow today? This thing's slow as hell. All this
My
heat
e-
I'm dropping.
my email servers for some reason have been slow no matter where I go. So I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Yes, sir. All right, where is this thing at? Y'all can pick up while I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about. I'm making sure I got all my stuff right. I'm trying to make sure I ain't got nothing with an address on it in my car. I'm trying to make sure that I'm thinking hard right now.
Yep, because if they do take you out of your car and you got a rogue police officer and they pull you out of your car, now you got a whole nother list of things to do.
The only thing I got, like, it got a Swedish address on, or a Sweden address, so I'm not worried about that. That's the only thing I got with the address that I could think of on the spot.
No, it should be good.
Yeah, that
Biggest thing is just not having the state ID, a driver's license. You know, sometimes people have their what else? Put your title. If you
I
have
got the MCO.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been on it. Bro, you taught me a lot, bro. I've been on it.
A lot of people a lot of people make these videos, they're just copying info. Like, we live this life. That's why everything I'm bringing you is what they did to me, and I learned. And the next time all they did is breed a badder wolf. That's it.
Right. I need to start because I'll be recording them, but I don't post them when I get pulled over. I never posted them. That's what I need to do though. Because, man, if y'all can see these police officers' face, oh my goodness.
Bro, you are the epitome of why we do this, bro. You did it right. You're doing it right. You're self-governing. Like, the biggest thing I tell people is just keep your speed down. I know sometimes people are like, let me just do a little bit.
Bro, let me tell you what, where he pulled me over because my tail light was out. That's why he pulled me. He didn't have no reason to pull me over with my tail light, and I don't have state plates on my car, so it was just, oh my goodness, bro.
And he have nothing though, huh? All right, check it out. Let me read out what it says. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, what is general delivery? General delivery is a mail service for those without a permanent address. Often used as a temporary mailing address. Often used, but not only used as a temporary mailing address.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so take a look. All right, so it's intended to be used for post office locations without city carrier delivery service, non-city delivery offices for those who prefer not to use post office box service. That's the PO box for those who don't want to pay to pick their damn mail up, right? And for whom use of post office box caller service or delivery by letter carrier will be an unreasonable inconvenience. I don't know about you, but having to pay for my damn mail service is unreasonable inconvenience.
Some bullshit.
Participating post office to serve transients, people who travel extensively. I don't know about you, but I travel every damn day.
Every damn day.
I get up out of my bed. I travel to my refrigerator to get the drink. And I travel to the couch to watch TV. When I drink too many damn waters and beers, I travel to the bathroom to relieve myself. You feel me? I mean, you know what I mean? Hey, anyone who wants post office box service when post office boxes are unavailable. How do I address a mail place sent to general delivery? It's very simple. Name, general delivery, city, state, and zip. Now, I will say this. Leaving the zip code off, your mail will still get where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it a few times.
There's no law that requires you to use that. That is a federal benefit. It just makes it get there a day faster, as they say, but you do not have to use it.
So, long story short, just have patience.
Mm-hmm.
They can send my bills late.
How about that? But yeah, so that's effectively that's gonna be what the answer is. So somebody asked another interesting question. They said, is general delivery and rural delivery the same? No, it is not. It's two different things. The general delivery can be used. You can also use rural free delivery too. Some people use that. The problem with rural free delivery is for the private, and what that effectively does, if you're signing up on the let's say if you're doing something when you got to sign up on a computer or something like that, computer's not going to have rural free delivery on it. It's not going to have rural free delivery. So what you're effectively saying when you accept general delivery is you don't have an address, but you can actually send mail there. What's up, Wolf?
Check this out. So as always, we sometimes use things and we don't look at every single word. You know, like even in my videos, I talked about how the use of the word of or the word in are powerful. So my brain was just like, okay, let's just backtrack. So address in Black Law's Dictionary, 11th edition, deluxe, the definition of address, the place where mail or other communication is sent. In some states, a legislature's formal request to the executive to do a particular thing, such as remove a judge from office. Okay.
Mhm.
But 3, in equity practice, the part of a bill in which the court is identified. So when they're saying your address, they're essentially talking about we're part of the court in the inner part of the office. So yeah, I don't even have an address, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. So with that said, you should not be putting any numbers off of your house on that joint. But I digress. We got my man
Fearless
Fearless
Floyd.
in this bitch, yo. Hey man, yo, my man Fearless Floyd. You must be lucky today. What's good,
the
champ?
legend.
Good to hear
Oh,
from you, man.
no. I'm in a room full of legends. Absolutely.
Hey, takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. Remember that.
What's on your mind, Floyd? Talk to me, man. That's good.
Hey, man, I've actually been at work. As you guys know, I'm a professional stagehand, so I just left the 1894 Grand Opera House on Galveston Island,
Nice.
and so I was listening to you as I was working. Man, your traffic stuff and the do not detain, man, you are like on fire with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. And you and Big Bad Wolf, man. I don't pretty much play in idolatry, but hey, man, Wolf, I got to admire you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. You know,
Yeah.
like we've just been doing this for so long, and you know, I pull information from everybody. You know what I mean? Like I just subscribed to you, like I've been watching, but I hadn't actually subscribed, so I just got that. I learned stuff from A6. You know what I mean? Joel too, just kind of get to know Rex. But you know, we're all wolves in our own way. You know, and what that means is it's the mindset. You don't have to have the avatar of a wolf. It's the mindset. You know, I'm not going to be a sheeple. You know, so I appreciate every one of you guys for going out there and like even for me, like I learned this stuff from Jackie Fig, God rest her soul. You know, here's this older white lady with red hair who's like, yeah, I don't qualify for any of that stuff. I sent all that stuff back, and I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it too. Let me go check this out, and found that this stuff has merit. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate you, and thank you for the appreciation, brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I try to send people to your guys' website as well as your YouTube channel. But hey, I want to get with you guys because I want to do some videos. So whenever y'all want, just let me know and whatever topic you want to talk
that'll
about.
be fire.
We want that.
All three y'all come. Hey, what finest thing walking be?
He's a celebrity, man. Finest thing walking. He blesses us with his presence when he's not signing autographs out front of the Trump Hotel. I don't.
But all three y'all get together and make it. That's gonna be pressure.
Floyd,
That's gonna be
shout out
pressure.
to Finest Thing Walking. That's
yeah, Fearless Floyd. Hit us up in the private chat and give us your email or however you want us to contact you. You know,
okay.
Or else just email me or A6, and then we can make something
I
happen.
just be so busy, dude. I'll be trying to get back to him, and dude, I got like 50,000 emails I ain't read yet. Please don't take it personal. Nobody. Please don't take it personal. I swear it's not personal.
I know we're all in the same boat with that. I mean, we're just inundated with requests and people pleading, up against the wall. They're going to court. They're foreclosed.
I hate. Oh man, people hit me up. I got court tomorrow. What do I do? You got court tomorrow,
bro. If I had a nickel for every time I got one of those, including this week, oh my god, I don't.
Right. You could just turn off the channel.
I would. I was gonna say I wouldn't need YouTube money no more.
Hey man, what can I say, bro? But yeah, it's not a game out here, man. Dudes be out here wilding. Also, the ones where they send you like 7 paragraphs in the email. I'm like, yo, I'll read about 2 paragraphs, and I'm like, oh, he must be almost done. Then I'll keep going, and this dude, I'm like, I can't read. I I don't got time to read all
Damn.
this, bro. I don't got
Oh,
time.
SA.
Keep it succinct, man. Get to the point.
Short and sweet. For anybody watching, especially any of my people, I'm saying this for Floyd, A6, Joel, whoever else. Keep it. If you're gonna hit us up, keep it short and sweet. We can get into it later, but first we got to be like, yeah, that's either something I can do, can't do, or I, whatever. And then we'll say, yeah, give me more information, or set up a consultation, and we'll go through all that. But that whole reading 8 paragraphs, nope, we ain't got time for it.
Can't do it.
Hey,
No, sir.
let me say this really quick. Fearless Floyd, thank you again for that FOIA document with the GSA bonds. That thing is standing above everybody, everywhere, and it is also your stuff, your channel, and other things have led somewhere really big too. I'm going to tell you, that is the fire of the fire right there. That is an atomic bomb what you got going on there.
Oh, well, shit. Thanks. I want to see it work. That's what I want to see. I made the bomb. Somebody go explode that thing somewhere.
You know what? I just learned the other day some real good fire that those GSA bonds get sent to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So
really,
I can tell you in the private who told me that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm always open for back channel private discussions.
Yeah, we'll do that, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot we all know that we definitely cannot say here.
Now, Floyd, it's funny you say that because people don't understand there's a lot that comes with saying too much. Because remember, this is all a public platform. And for the record, this is all education and entertainment. All right.
For the record.
Only thing I talk about is stuff in the public already, man.
It's not that we're trying to hide anything from the people, but you have to do your due diligence. And I'll be honest with you, here's why. Because we already are on the front lines of being watched. We'll just say we all know that. Let's not be dumb. I've seen them literally change the passport application per my information on what I would do a month after 2 months after I made the video. So I already know where I'm at. I've been in this a long time. They know who James is, all right? But
that's funny y'all say that.
It's also our families, and if you want the info, we're giving you the breadcrumbs. You got to do some research. We're giving you guys the tools. You can do a lot of things with the tool. You can destroy something, or you can build a skyscraper. We're just letting you know you have these abilities, but on a public platform, you keep it public. Private is when we talk or whatever else, and there's something different there.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right. Let's just put it this way, guys. We have enough information to put a lot of you over the top for whatever goals that you have, but we just can't say it publicly. We will get a knock. I guarantee you at least 3 out of 5 of us that are right now on this channel we may not be physically monitored, but definitely everything that we do, all communiques, are going into a database with a red flag on it. They know who we are, and they're monitoring everything we do. Absolutely.
My file's fat.
I don't know how many of you guys have had knocks on your door, but
damn, people knocking on your door. What the hell?
Yeah,
damn.
I've had 3.
Let's just say when I tell people this, it's the truth. I've had them sit outside my house. I've had them tap my phones. I've had them turn off my YouTube, my Facebook, my emails, all of it. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you let them know who you are and where you're operating from. So, and even then, the more you know, like there's stuff like I'm not going to say all that. Just we know things, and you have to be responsible with the information, not to sound like them, but in all facts, because even though we can self-govern, there's some people out there who are getting our information and not trying to self-govern. And that was one of the hard parts about me even launching my channel, is that my efforts were to help good people, because I'm a good person and I self-govern and I'm non-belligerent, non-combatant. But there are some people out there who are like, yeah, buddy,
get out of jail free card.
And that's
true.
And so that's who they're really trying to stop and deter, is the bad guy. So they got to watch everybody, because they don't know who's who. And unfortunately, a lot of channels, when people are doing this stuff, they're not making their disclaimers and saying, this is entertainment, this is education, I'm a non-belligerent, because otherwise, with the Trading with the Enemy Act, we're all considered potential enemies of the state. And they want to know who's out there doing what. That's all. It's business.
Yep.
It's no different than Nike and doing spying on Reebok or whichever whatever they got going on. Companies are going to take who's the enemy. That's all they want to know. So don't be the enemy.
Do y'all have the signs outside your house, or like anything that say like no government official is welcome here or anything like that?
Yep, that's implied license. You have to have a revocation of implied license. One at the front door, one at the side door, at any entrance to your property. Otherwise, they can by implied license believe that you are a U.S. citizen and that they can come on your property. So definitely.
Did you make it yourself or did you buy it somewhere?
I made it myself. Yeah.
Did you use build a sign? Because I need to make one for myself.
Yep. That's exactly what I used.
Yeah, I need to make one for myself. Then to get busy.
Says my man Brian B says, do you think that's why Chris Hauser isn't on the scene anymore? Talked a little too loosely. Listen, I told you guys from the rip I had my feelings about the whole.
Look at Floyd.
I told y'all from the rip, like, yo, this, and I ain't throwing dirt nowhere, but I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Like, yo, this dude came on the scene, right? And his videos were just popping up on my feed. Like, why am I seeing
going
Chris
viral?
Hauser? Like, yo, his shit was just everywhere. I'm like, I never even heard of this dude before. Every time I looked at my feed, Chris Hauser. I'm like, okay.
All I'm gonna do is co-sign on what A6 is saying. That's. Yep.
Bro is a plant. Bro is a
I think
plant.
he got in some trouble or something like that eventually because he just.
If you research his info, you'll find that he might be. All I can say is that some things don't add up to me, but I perspective and perception is all I can say.
He pushed a lien though. He pushed a lien, and then I think he got into trouble with that, if I remember right. But he had some cool stuff to say, but I mean, then it went a little too far. He kind of skipped over a few rocks because he was stepping through the pond, I think, if I remember right. So,
well, he got into trouble for putting fictitious liens that him and his group of people consider to be valid against public officials. But if you can't prove that they owe you a debt or that there's a actual
security agreement,
then you can't do these things. You can't do it that way. You could have went after him a tort or something like that, but not the way they did it. Now he says that he got that information on how to do it and etc. from his friend who's a judge.
No.
Yeah, that's just.
No. I'll tell you the story
shit,
because I actually called Chris Hauser last November and spoke to him for about 2.5 hours. And because we've both been incarcerated, he did time in Tennessee. Tennessee and Texas have very similar constitutions, laws, statutes, and codes, and penal systems. So, of course, we bonded right off, talking the prison slang.
Right.
He got out a year ago this past April on parole for his sentence of a 20 and a 2 running CC for filing fraudulent liens and fraud. And it is my theory that because of the hoopla of him not knowing anything about this, running into these sovereign citizens or Knoxville patriots, as they called themselves, and one of the guys told him, hey, I can make your child support and alimony go away. So Chris paid this guy $6,500 to file fraudulent liens against his ex-wife, her attorney, the judge, everybody, cops. I mean, the 20 counts that they convicted him of wasn't even all of them. They just left some over on the table. There were just so many because they didn't want to drag all those public officials through the trial. So he appealed it. Actually, all him and his co-defendants appealed the case. It went before the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals. Their conviction was upheld. They actually have a Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals and Tennessee Supreme Court. So he appealed it to the Tennessee. Well, they also appealed it to the Tennessee Supreme Court, and it is pending. The argument was on April 8th of 2022. The court has still not delivered an opinion as of about 4 o'clock today when I last checked, because I do check on it. I keep tabs on these people, and they are going to, and this is my own opinion, having litigated for 12 years from Harris County, Texas, all the way to the United States Supreme Court, been published, been reversed, all that crap. They are going to issue a scathing opinion because of the notoriety of the Knoxville Patriots sovereign citizen movement filing fraudulent liens on public officials. And I guarantee you the reason it's taken at least 6 months to deliver a clear cut and dried opinion, that they sent this out to other government officials to get their amicus opinions on what all they should add in this brief to make a statement nationwide. Do not fuck with us with these UCC1 financing statements.
Yep. I believe it's going to be a haymaker.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that was because they had a sovereign citizen shooting like the day before the trial right there in Knoxville, Tennessee. So that raised a lot of media attention. So they were trying to get a change of venue because of the local media, you know, and that they were labeled. I mean, they labeled themselves sovereign citizens.
That's
believe
crazy.
it or not. Yeah, in court, on the record. I read the trial record. I mean, not the trial record. I read the court of. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I read the Court of Criminals opinion, and that's why I'm waiting on the Supreme Court opinion because I want to read that as well.
Yeah.
But I would love to read the trial records. Oh my God.
That's gonna be messy.
Man.
I got a feeling we're gonna be talking about that for a minute.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I told people, man. Oh yeah, something ain't adding up. Something ain't adding
Yeah.
up.
Well, let's move on to the next process, which is the W4 sandwich and the W4V. Has anyone seen any success physically?
I haven't. I've seen some people like get something in the mail, like from the IRS, saying millions of dollars or something, and that's it. You know.
No, I haven't seen anything about it. I seen the guy asking.
I haven't even learned the W4, to be honest. I've been looking at more, you know, the stuff I usually do. I stay apprised of that, but I was like, I'll get around to checking it out. But you know me, I research before trying to do anything. So no, for me.
And I did as well, and I got a letter back on my W4Vs, you know, basically giving you the spiel that they give about, you know, this is fraudulent, it's a scheme, go to our websites, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And I know other people who have filed, you know, multiples like that. I'm going to try everything once, you know, as long as I'm within the lawful legal bounds and don't overstep my authority and jurisdiction. Yeah, I'm going to try it and see what happens. So, you know, that's just how I roll.
That's fair. Well, shit, man. I told people were talking about the W4 sandwiches. I was like, usually when it sounds too good to be true, 90% of the time it is. So
yes, sir.
You just file some paperwork to get all the money you put back in.
Well, even
at the end of the day, man, when you mess with them and their money, you know, you're gonna get your hand slammed.
Well,
you're gonna get your hand slammed in the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No thanks. Like I said. And
that was the key phrase. 6. Their money.
Yep. It's their shit.
Six. What have I been saying since day one?
Yeah.
Don't play with their money.
Let that shit rock out, man. You gave them the shit, it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? And then also, somebody was like, "Yo, don't you want to cash your driver's license is a bond? Don't you want to cash out on it?" I said, "No. Fuck, no, I'm good. I don't need none of that shit, man. I'm straight. Leave me the hell alone and don't bother me while I'm not bothering nobody else. That's good enough for me."
I would prefer to walk 3 feet and be safe and have a good night's sleep than to walk 20 feet and find a landmine. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
No.
All right, man. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's getting late. I gotta get ready to clock out, folks. We can do this for another 7 hours, but unfortunately, we got obligations to take care of. Man, it's been a great show, man. I got everybody on. We got the all stars on here today.
Legendary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's been love. Please, all these brothers that are on this channel, man, go subscribe to their YouTube channel. Please reach out to them. I know there's a few comments. I wasn't able to get to all of them. I'm sorry about that. I will holler at you guys. I have a show coming up this Tuesday. I'm going to have the dude, I Am Mini. He's an MC from New York. He's 90s and early 2000s battle rapper. He battled Jin. We're going to be talking about the music industry. He also discusses what's going on in the world in terms of the media, what happened to New York hip hop, and we're going to be discussing the things we discuss here live. So please tune in. Yes, sir. Please tune in. It's going to be fire. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday night. We'll be live and direct. Yes, indeed.
Do you have a Rumble channel?
Somebody else said I need to get a Rumble. I'm about to rock with the Rumble though pretty soon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get a Rumble or a BitChute. Because if you go deep down that rabbit hole with this MC about the hip hop world, you're not gonna sit around on YouTube too long.
All right, good advice, man. I'm gonna have to look into that definitely. Thank you, Floyd. I'm gonna
if you want, I can put it on my Rumble if you want.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna talk to you privately about that though.
Yeah. Come on.
Hell yeah.
All right, Tuesday, everybody. What time?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go.
Yo, Floyd, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor in the meantime, man.
Okay. Oh, give me the floor.
Yeah, I'm rounding statements. We're about to close it out.
Okay. I will tell you guys this. I'm running a trust class with Ann LaFleur. Most of you are familiar with it. It's $199 for 4 classes. You get all your documents, templates, instruments. I also have a truck package that, I don't really push, but it's a very complex one. Comes in a nice binder. Hit me up for that. $199 for that trust package. Plus you get your trust. Guys, it's unfreaking believable what this woman is doing for $200. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Deal of the year, hands down. Go check out my show. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on here and being my co-host and giving me the accolades that I don't know if I deserve or not, but okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for all that. That's pretty much it.
All right, circle around to Joel, man.
Hey, I only got one thing to say. Most important, as always, it's kind of become my trademark in a way. After prayer to God, I've seen the impossible change the amazing. And if I can help anybody out, I got a lot of skills to do it. Let me know. I try to help out people for free whenever I can. That's all, man.
Good stuff.
Joel, I did see in the comments some people are asking if you have a channel and what it is. And then I think we know we can find Fearless Floyd on Fearless Floyd's show, right? On YouTube.
Yes. Telegram, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal. Fearless Floyd Show.
Yes, indeed. Go donate to my man Fearless Floyd. And Wolf, on you, man.
All right. As always, guys, it has been a pleasure speaking with you guys. Floyd, don't forget to stay around after so we can exchange some information. And I just want to thank all the viewers for watching us and, going out, especially Rex out there doing it proper. That is fire. He watched the videos. He didn't just watch one and do a little piece of something or half stepping. You know what I mean? Like he's clean with it. He's got the proof, as my guys say, is in the pudding, So it does take you guys helping us out. So support A6, Fearless Floyd, Joel, me. You guys know how to find me. I'm on YouTube under James C. Lovett. And just, self-govern out there. Stand on your square with this information, but don't do anything until you've researched it and you feel like you can teach somebody what you now know. Mm-hmm. Don't try to take on 20 different things and feel like, I got to learn all this stuff right away. Pick one thing, memorize it, and then once it's so in you, you're like, man, I got that now. Then move on. Make a little list for you, because otherwise you'll start learning too many little bits and pieces. Did you want to jump in, Floyd?
When you can, when you hear people talk about a subject and they just like overwhelm you with information, when you get to that level on a specific topic, hey, you're done. Move on to the next one.
Yep. So I just wish everybody a good night or day whenever you're watching this. Have a great week. Stay healthy, stay wise, stay woke, stay aware, and just keep your eye out for everything that's going on. Because like I said, as we move, they move, So when we learn something, get a little too comfy, they will change something. So this education is ever changing and always, it's never stopped. Can't stop, won't stop. So that being it, it's on you, Six. Thank you guys. Appreciate everybody. We'll chat later.
Yes, indeed. It is A6. You know what it is, the Foreign National Born Natural. And we are closing it out. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. It's been a great show. Great people in the chat, man. All the guests, Phyllis, Floyd, Joel, Bad Wolf. I'm so grateful to have you guys here.
Yep.
And we will be live on Tuesday, man. So please tune in because we got something for you. All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know what time it is. I will holler at you later. Peace.
Yes, sir.